Erebna Obing pulled 34,090. So I, Joseph Ni Kwatelai Kwoti, the returning officer of Ablekuma North constituency, do declare Erebna Abuya Obing, the NDC candidate, as the MP elect for Ablekuma North constituency. Nanekia 33,881. Erebna Obing 34,090. Total valid vote 67,917. Rejected vote 411. Total votes cast 68,328. Thank you.
Thank you. Congratulations.
Well, that we've added.
Yes.
Oh, it means that the people of Ablekuma North, at least after 6 months, we get to have representation in Parliament, and so we can also go and fight for our people. So it's a good feeling, yes.
For the people of Ablekuma North, what level of development should they be assured? Of course, MPs are not development agents, but in your advocacy work, you help in that regard. What are the key issues they should be expecting that the MP will push?
In Ablekuma North, our issues are quite simple, but deep, because it's existed for a very long time. Flooding, sanitation issues, poor roads, gutters, etc. These basic things, I mean, we are deprived of. So I'm sure we'll work at it and then see how best we can improve the constituency. What happened earlier? What happened earlier? You may have to educate me. Where did that happen? I may not be aware, so you may need to bring me to speed.
Oh, there are videos of the former fisheries minister.
You were busy.
On the ground, and other journalists being assaulted as well.
Oh, really? Okay. You know, no, I haven't had the time to get on social media or even watch TV, because I've been busy running around the polling station. So maybe but I believe these are security issues and can be looked into. And then if there are any people to be brought to book, I'm sure it will be done.
But the journey so far, finally, you are here. The final message to party for a boy or constituent. First, and finally,
in that the seat is our seat. We knew we won the seat as far back 2024. Just that we were being robbed. Fortunately for us, our resilience and confidence has paid off today. We've been very consistent in this process. We knew that the NDC candidate, Erebna, was the choice of the people of Ablekuma North. So we are not surprised with the figures. In any case, the candidate is here. She will enter any moment from now, and you will hear from her. We have fought this battle in order to restore the sanctity of democracy in Ghana. We didn't want anybody to rob us. That is why we fought hard, and finally victory has come. Democracy has won.
You've been accused of using illegal means to win the election, given what happened earlier this year.
What is the illegality here?
Using macho men, allegedly.
The NDC, as I know, fortunately my regional organizer is here, and my director of election for Greater Accra is here. As a deputy director of elections for IT as well as operations for these elections, we have not deployed any macho man anywhere in any of the polling stations. We had full confidence in the state security. So as a party, we didn't even bring our own internal security because we are relying on the national security. You see, these people, they announced to you that they were not going to participate in this election. their general secretary announced publicly that they were not contesting this election. Some people defy his orders less than 12 hours to contest the election. Others were using the platform for campaigning for their presidential bid. So you know MPP, the way they beat each other. So it was a showmanship to let people know that if their general secretary gives orders and you refuse, you get a beating. You cannot use that one and say it's NDC who beat them.
You are accusing them of attacking themselves.
Of course. Is it the first time MPP have attacked each other? Is it the first time they started attacking each other? I can give you a novel of attacks that they've even attacked each other in their offices, in constituencies, to the extent that they even bath each other with acid. Are you not aware of that?
But they've also said that those people are not their men. They are rather...
Of course, that's why we distance ourselves. NDC did not deploy any macho men. The security were relying on them. And we made sure that everything was peaceful. It went not successfully. We won the election on the basis of our track record.
I think I would say it's a fairly decent process. There's no chaos. As witnessed in polling stations being rerun by the Electoral Commission. And it's very unfortunate that the senior member of the well, I would say the senior.
Well, you heard about the police stations. And does it look to you that people are afraid to come out to vote?
Well, thank you very much. Usually, elections doesn't go with intimidation and kind of violence. So basically, in situations where you see within the environment of the political party or within the environment of the polling stations where violence and intimidation is going on, even when you look at the atmosphere here, obviously people will be intimidated, right?
Government is broke, government is broke. But people are spending billions to go inside the government that is broke. Have you ever seen a minister who resigned because government is broke before? Government has no money. Have you ever seen a governor who said, ladies and gentlemen, when I was elected, I thought the government had money. Now I discover government has no money, I resign. Have you ever seen it? Government has no money, but they are bringing money out at election time. Where is that money coming from? So they are lying. What is happening is that there are two types of wicked people in government. Type 1, they eat current money. Any money they find in government, they will eat it. They are wicked about that one. There is type 2. Type 2, they eat current money and future money. They will say, my term will end next year. When I leave, how will I eat money? Let me borrow money now and borrow money of the future and eat it now.
All right, a very good morning to you and you're welcome to the program. It's Good Morning Ghana, and we thank God for yet another day. And by the directive principles of state policy, as I always say, Article 34, we have an opportunity and a duty to discuss the progress of Ghana. Today is the 14th of July, 2025, and we'll go through the headlines for the newspapers first, and then we get to the guest. I start off with the Daily Graphic, as usual. Presidential jet grounded, air travel worthiness uncertain. EY Ghana renews commitment to support business. Ablekuma North violence. Tame election vigilantism, experts advocate. Affordability barrier to chronic disease treatment, NHIA study. New visa policy policy not about length of stay, U.S. Embassy. Ghanaian Times. Government Accountability Series. Interior Minister takes turn today. Don't sideline me. Kufuor slams party lack of engagement. Times Needy Fund is also here. If you are interested, you may want to contribute to the fund to support the sick and the needy. President directs 2 ministers to address unapproved port charges. Obeng secures historic victory for NDC in Ablekuma North. The Daily Guide. NDC wins Ablekuma North amid mayhem. Top NDC officials, military officers fingered in illegal Galamsey tax force. Former Nigerian President Buhari dead. May so rest in peace. Boy 11 shoots girl 3. The New Crusading Guide. The EMP Azuma disputes, breakdown of facts and issues. Top NDC officials, military officers fingered in illegal Galamsey crackdown. Fulfill party constitutional requirements before delegates conference. Jogate warns MPP leadership. VRA sets benchmark in African public procurement. G-Tech under fire over alleged push to reinstate staff implicated in Iyoko theft probe. The top right corner of the New Crusading Guide says, book on 16 ministries, 58 policies to make Ghana the true black star of the world, launched in Bibiani. The Insight newspaper, NDC gets two-thirds majority at last as Irabina Obing floors NPP Ekefriye in Ablekuma North rerun. Reparative justice must go beyond monetary compensation. Kwesi Pratt insists in Malabo Citizen Forum, where he actually launched a book. Congratulations to him, Kwesi Pratt Jr. Mahama, he says, surge in HE's run from national security and military anti-Galamsey extortion ring. Small-scale miners demand presidential actions. NPP's decision, NPP indecision, mixed messaging ends in defeat. Attends Ablekuma North rerun. Defense Minister petition to remove VAG Executive Director, land sale and financial irregularities cited. Chief of Staff kicks against localized investment in Ghana. Ghana's aging presidential jet, grounded in France, has severe corrosion and multiple engine defects. The Informer newspaper, Ken Ofori-Atta's extradition on course, OSP assures Ghanaians. Ablekuma North rerun, Bawumia Peace Council, others condemn violence. Anti-Galamsey Task Force accused of extortion, harassment, and intimidation. Why is it that task forces? I'm not sure. So we don't have honest people in this country. Hey. I mean, I'm not saying this story is true, though, but I think the allegations are too many. And it happens almost every government comes, they say task force. They are always accused of extortions. Who like money too much. Like you won't even die. Standards bearer first election, NPP cracks. New party in the offing. National Delegates Conference, Yamutu. The top right corner of Informer says that monetization of Ghana's politics, public lambast Minister Oklu. The Inquisitor, Illegal Galamsey Task Force, CSSMGG spits fire on Yamin, others, but they deny accusations. Ken's extradition processes activated. MIDA IFS partner to boost agribusiness in Ghana. Avoid hot water baths. Urologists to men with fertility issues. Oh my goodness. On a Monday morning, laugh over some of the headlines. The custodian, minority demands action on Ablekuma North vandalism. Acts on stranded students abroad, minority to government. And Bawumia visits Hawa Kumsin, minority to Mahama. Act now or bear Ablekuma blood. Oh. Did he actually say that? He didn't say that. Okay, Baba Sam to High Court, nullify Naneje's illegally obtained court order. The top right corner says that Emmanuel rides bicycle from Germany to Accra. Nice. The Metro Lens. Amidst corrosion, delays, presidential jets undergoes intensive repairs. Nana Osei Afrifa installed. So this presidential jet matter. Is it the reason I saw some posts vindicating the previous administration over the hiring of private jets? Nana Osei Afrifa installed Kwafrihini of Odao Traditional Area. Bawumia visits assault victim in Ablekuma North rerun, pledges support. NHIA Kofi or KOFIH join forces to improve diabetes and hypertension care in Ghana. Fulfill party constitutional requirements before delegate conference. Joe Garte warns MPP leadership. Michael Tete Kwete, elected president of the Ghana National Association of Farmers. The Daily Post. NDC's Irabna Obing wins Ablekumanor 3-run. NFFA elects Michael Kwete Tete as its president. Ghana presidential jet in a poor state. MEDA partners with IFC to boost agribusiness in Ghana. The top right corner, Ken Ofori-Atta's extradition. FBI clears first major hurdle. No witch hunt. The Economy Times. Ghana Central Securities Depository undergoes major upgrade. New investor portal allows real-time access to investors' portfolio data. Digital assets firms giving August 15 deadline to register with BOG. Government recapitalize ADB by 2026 to support agricultural revolution agenda. Let's now deal with the Business and Financial Times that says GIPC launches investment opportunities mapping project. Forex stability offers relief to fuel sector. Africa must lead global governance and compliance standards. Tiffany A. Archer is the one that's talking. And in the feature, it says that irrationality of excessive exploitation of Azuma resources, a case against unfair transactional value adjustments. That's it for the headlines this morning. We'll take a breather. I'll be back shortly.
Sometimes the unexpected happens and the hero falls down in his own story. But he needs not stay down for long. Cosmopolitan Health Insurance is your trusted health partner. Whether an individual building a business, with Cosmopolitan Health Insurance, your medical care is our concern. For the best health insurance solutions for corporate institutions, groups and associations, families and individuals, choose Cosmopolitan Health Insurance from our over 700 accredited health service providers nationwide. Call us on 0302 540 668 or 0501 678 547 for all your health insurance solutions. Cosmopolitan Health Insurance, your medical care is our concern.
I'm here at Mycom JA Limited to show you the Promethean Active Panel, the ultimate tool for corporate institutions, hospitals, schools, and your home. With its crystal clear 4K display and an unbreakable screen with an ultra responsive touch technology. This isn't just a screen, it's a game changer. For corporate institutions and in schools, this active panel can be used for Zoom meetings and PowerPoint presentation. And your homes are not left behind. You can use it to watch all your favorite programs by just connecting to a Fire Stick, and you can get access to channels like Netflix and Amazon, and voila, you are in there. At Mycom JA Limited, we provide you with the best quality products from the United States of America with 1-year warranty. You can get an...
I'm a branch manager. Of course, I accept only quality and affordable printed souvenirs for my promotional campaigns.
I'm the head of academic affairs of a very important institution in Ghana. Of course, we only deal with quality, reliable printing companies for our institution's printing materials. I'm talking about appointed time printing.
Appointed Time Printings. We take pride in our extensive print scope that transform your ideas into captivating visual masterpieces. We delve into the core objectives and vision of each print project. Precision printing is at the heart of our printing process as we meet your tight deadlines. Our rigorous inspections, color verification, and overall printing excellence are assured. 20 years of printing excellence. It's always a pleasure working with you to create a vibrant, dazzling printing experience that gives you a masterpiece. Appointed Time Printing, your world of quality and affordable printing.
Brush, 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 brush your teeth. Brush, 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 2 times a day. Brush with Kel-Kit.
Hello, my friends. My name is Kel-Kit Toothpaste.
Wow.
I was made to be gentle on your gum, but protected. I will protect your teeth from cavity, make your teeth whiter, stronger, keep your mouth fresh all day. And best of all, I'm strawberry flavored. So put on a smile and try me.
That's amazing.
Just try me. That's my job.
If you say so, jump on my brush. Makes your teeth stronger, chicky chicky whiter, chicky chicky stronger. Yay! You did it!
I'm glad you like your new toothpaste. Don't forget to brush both day and night.
Kel-Kit, happy smile.
MGL Logistics and Supply is your trusted partner, providing seamless solutions for all your procurement needs. From sourcing products to managing imports and exports, we ensure smooth and efficient transactions every step of the way. Whether you require goods from across the globe or need assistance in exporting your products to international markets, we got you covered. General trading is at the heart of our expertise. We specialize in a wide range of products, catering to various industries and markets. As a trusted dealership in building materials, we provide high-quality products that meet the demands of our construction projects. Additionally, we act as manufacturers' representatives, connecting producers with distributors. Our expertise in logistics is the backbone of our operations. We plan and execute transportation and delivery of goods, ensuring they reach their destination on time and in optimal condition. MGL Logistics and Supply, guaranteed satisfaction.
All right, you're welcome back to the program. It's Good Morning Ghana, and my guests have already joined me today on the platform. I have Akosua Asa-Menu, and she is former CEO of the Ghana National Youth Authority, a member of the NPP as well. Akosua, you're welcome. Good morning to you. Former CEO. Thank you. Good morning to you. Okay. Also Beatrice Annan Esquire is also a member of the NDC Comms.
Hey. I'm a member of the NDC, just in case.
I changed it quickly before you come and swallow me here. A member of the NDC Communications.
You see my green. You see green, white, and black.
Like it's too green.
I just need red.
Let me tell you something. Yesterday I went for a rehearsal meeting at Christ Temple. You know, we're coming up with Greater Works. And there was some of the T-shirts we do or we make, they come in different colors. And one was exactly in this color. Yeah. In fact, when I played, I said, this one is
green is life.
No, I told them it's too green. They should remove it from the colors. So, you know, the people who were in charge of the uniform, they were laughing. They said, why? I said, no, it's too green. It's too green. So, it's too green. You're welcome. Anyway, yeah, good morning to you.
Life. Green is life.
Green is forest.
Green is life.
Green is air.
And so everything NDC is life, okay. You know. You should be proud. The NDC currently is the most attractive political party. And anybody, now nobody wants to associate with anyone except the NDC. And this morning, I'm so proud to be speaking for the NDC.
Nobody wants to associate
with other people.
It's not true.
Oh, okay. That's your version.
No, that's a fact.
That's my version.
No, that's a
so,
fact. That
good
people
morning,
who associate with
good
others.
morning.
In fact,
So-
this morning I've received a release from the CPP.
Oh, okay, okay. But the CPP, they don't have an option than to be NDC very soon.
Oh.
So, yes, yes. So this morning, good morning to everybody. Good morning to my NDC people and to all Ghanaians. I think, as always, it's great to be here, and I hope we have some very fruitful discussions.
All right. Okosia, do you have any introductory? How was your weekend? Anyway, let me ask you, how was your weekend?
Bit mixed. Spent the weekend visiting victims of ABN violence, as we all saw. So that you posted some of the videos. Good morning to your viewers. It's always a bit depending.
And want to watch football.
And watch football. Chelsea won.
But you didn't have any team. Chelsea and PSG.
I'm a United fan.
Yeah.
My team is restructuring.
You don't even
My team is building back.
You don't even have a reason to condemn any of the teams.
But loyalty is key. But PSG didn't give any hint of preparedness. I mean, in the first 15 minutes of the game, Chelsea was playing in their half, and they had 4 chances, clear chances within 10 minutes. Literally, I just knew it was going to be a very poor final, and it turned out to be so. 3-0, drinking 3 goals in rapid succession. But kudos to Chelsea fans.
But you see, you went with Dr. Bawumia. I don't know how you were able to console him.
Oh, I didn't console. First of all, he's a Tottenham Hotspurs fan.
But he was giving his support to PSG.
Yes, because Tottenham, a Spurs fan never supports Chelsea. It's like a United fan. I'm the only United fan that has a soft spot for Liverpool, which is odd because I used to, Randy, we used to go back and forth on it. So it's like a Liverpool fan hoping United wins a final. It's not possible. So he said, PSG.
I get it.
So
I get it.
It's sacrilegious for a Spurs fan to support a Chelsea fan. But the final was PSG just shocked me, because if this was what they knew they were going to do, they should have just let Arsenal.
You guys, do you have any of the videos of Dr. Bawumia at I think it was, where were you? KFC, ANC.
ANC, yes.
ANC more. Can you check if we have any of the videos?
That's some
out? It's an exciting
young
video.
people inviting him, the video. Let's go back to the substantive issues. The weekend, Sunday morning.
No, I want people to laugh small.
Oh, okay. You want
the weekend matters? They are too serious.
They are serious, especially with your
They're
colleague,
too serious,
female journalists.
So, do you have any of Dr. Bawumia's videos? Oh, that's it. Okay, there's one. Give us sound.
Football.
Okay, prediction, your prediction.
Well, it looks like a win for PSG.
What is the
Great
prediction?
game, man. Looking forward to it. I expect high quality football.
Okay, prediction, your prediction.
Well, it looks like a win for PSG.
So the football talk on social media was like it was a point of shock. A lot of people couldn't believe, how Chelsea pulled it off. But it's gotten to a point
decisively and early.
Yeah, very decisively. So maybe congratulations to MFA Castle. Today is your birthday. Happy birthday!
Yes,
what a
yes,
gift
yes.
that Chelsea could give you.
And let me add my voice to say happy birthday to Senior. She would always play to court, and she will slay and still move the motion. I haven't been able to find that balance.
Oh,
yeah, but she does it so well. So happy birthday to you. The spelling of the name is MFA. I don't know whether the pronunciation is still MFA, but
it's the same.
Senior MFA. We are so proud of you, slaying.
You know what Kiki just said into my ears? MFA.
Yeah, it sounds like it. And she's one woman who stand up for herself. She's one woman who you can be proud that she would not be bullied or anything. So we take a lot of inspiration from her, and we celebrate her this morning.
So MFA Hakaso, I mean, I think on social media we're noted to be twins. People are asking if we're sisters. Please, we are. Just in case you don't know.
You look alike small.
Just in case you don't know, but we are.
Ampofu and Hardcastle.
Oh, it matters not. Do you know how the surnames came about?
Oh, okay. It's possible.
So, CEO of Petroleum Authority, Petroleum Commission, your happy birthday to you, celebrating your birthday today, and congratulations on your win. Because Chelsea they have enemies. I'm one of them. I'm not really. So I think I'm on Dr. Baumia's side. Like how? Like how? Anyway, so let's get into the issues. Now, a lot has happened. We went through the elections as set aside by the Electoral Commission. Last Friday, it was 11th July. There was a lot of back and forth of whether we're going into it, we're not going into it. The NPP made it clear why they were not going into it. At some point, I think I understand where they are coming from, or understood where they were coming from. I agree with them a large extent why the Electoral Commission, I think you had tried giving clarity, but the clarity was not good enough. And so, I mean, it beggars believe how we'll move from 3 constituencies to 3 polling stations to 19 polling stations, and maybe the explanation was not enough for a political party. So we should have probably spent some more time or some extra time to explain the decision to the party. However, it happened. It just so happened, and the winner was declared as Irabena Obing. Now, let me give you different angles of all that happened. Maybe we have to take a stock from Ablekuma North constituency. I'll read a statement from Akusha Menu first. So it's a story that has been put together by the news team. Akusha Menu, rerun chaos, a stain on Ghana's democracy. Akusha Menu, and the story says that the new Patriotic Party 2024 parliamentary candidate for Adentan constituency, Akusha Menu, has strongly condemned the violence that marked the Ablekuma North parliamentary rerun, describing the incident as a stain on Ghana's democracy. The rerun, held on Friday, July 11, 2025, was meant to resolve a long-standing electoral dispute following the 2024 general elections. However, it was marred by chaos when the group of unidentified thugs stormed the St. Peter's polling center, physically assaulting NPP candidate Nanekyo Efriye and Hawa Kumsin while disrupting the electoral process. Journalists covering the event were also assaulted, sparking nationwide outrage and renewed concern about the safety of media professionals and political actors during the elections. In a view of the Channel 1 newsroom, he criticized the assaults on key political figures, party agents, and members of the press during the rerun exercise, calling the scene which unfolded disgraceful and unacceptable. Now, Ablekuma attacks gravest threats to democracy. Minority Caucus condemns violence. The story says, I'm reading from the Statesman, the Daily Statesman. The Minority Caucus in Parliament has condemned what it described as the most serious assault on Ghana's democracy since the rerun to constitutional rule following the violence incident that marred the parliamentary rerun election in Ablekuma North on Friday, 11, 2025. In a statement signed by Minority Leader Alexander Kwamina Afenyo-Marking, the caucus detailed a series of coordinated attacks on new Patriotic Party figures, polling agents, journalists, and voters. The group said the violence allegedly perpetrated by the facts affiliated with the National Democratic Congress NDC was not only premeditated but orchestrated across multiple polling centers, military-like precision. This is not merely about electoral misconduct. It was about whether Ghana will tolerate the systematic destruction of democratic norms by those, according to the caucus. The most shocking of the incident occurred at the St. Peter's, according to the caucus, the most shocking of the incident occurred at St. Peter's Society Methodist Church polling station in Odoko, where former Member of Parliament Mavis Hawakumsin was physically assaulted. I'll pause here. Let me pick other angles from the other papers. Standard Bearer, first election, MPP cracks. No, not this. Okay. INSA says that the NDC gets 2/3 majority at last as Irabena Obeng floors NPP's Ekia Efriye in Ablekuma North rerun. Now, people were asking, in fact, the NPP was asking the NDC, why you people, you have the majority in parliamentary, what else do you want? You know, it was after the elections that it clicked. A clear 2/3 majority was needed, and looks like that's why they were fighting so hard to get one more. But it doesn't mean that after the one more, they won't fight for more. Because Akutia is coming up. That's a by-election. Unfortunately, this is an unfortunate situation because my friend just passed. He was actually a colleague in church. So we vibed a lot. And Eskumi, may his soul rest in peace. Yes. NDC wins Ablekuma. No, Daily Guide also said, amid mayhem. And, okay, Obeng secures historic victory. That's also another angle you can look at it. It's historic because Ablekuma North is traditionally an MPP seat. It has been an MPP seat for the longest, right? And, all right. So we pause here, and then let me come to Beatrice. I'll start with you on this one.
I thought you read Akusia's story first, so you start with her.
It's fine. You can pause on hers. When she gets to her turn, she can respond. But you have to start because you are responsible for us, for every life in the country.
And what has happened?
What do you mean? What has happened? What happened?
I don't know why you started. It's okay that I start, but it's not because we are responsible for anything.
People were beaten during the elections.
Oh, yes, people were beaten. And let me say that we in the NDC condemn all forms of violence. I think that most instructive is the fact that our General Secretary, the Honorable Fifi Kwete, has commented condemning every violence that occurred. Again, the Vice President has also spoken, saying that the NDC, we do not condone violence. I think that more than ever, we have a lot to offer this country, and we have the responsibility as a government to make sure that lives, properties, and peace reign in our country. And let me also say that we condemn, and I made a joke about this on Facebook, that this week the phrase that you hear people use is, we condemn in no uncertain terms. And I also condemn in no uncertain terms the attack on the journalists that occurred in Ablekuma last Friday. Especially, I can recall Joy News reporter and that of GH1. The GH1 reporter was assaulted by a police officer. And for me, it's instructive here to say that even before close of polls or hours after the assault, you saw the police service release a statement interdicting the officer and saying that he will be subjected to internal disciplinary action. So that is very good. And The reason that is very instructive is that it will be a deterrent to other police officers who would probably, in the face of slight provocation or even unprovoked, want to take the law into their own hands. So that is instructive because the Vice President, as the chairman of the Police Council, is not someone who would sit down and watch journalists being assaulted and, I mean, go the usual way. So we condemn in no uncertain terms. And I want to urge the Ghana Police Service to carry out serious investigation into the assaults that occurred on the journalist. But it's also instructive for us, having condemned all forms of violence, to make a very clear distinction on what happened in Ablekuma. And not to fall for the narrative that the MDC party, and for that matter, this government, has done anything illegal in Ablekuma. First of all, I know that many people, not many people, but some hold the view that the attack or the attacks on Hawa Kumsin and one Nana Lloyd or so, I don't get the right name,
I'll get the name for you.
Are actually sponsored by government and the NDC. I think that this morning, I want to make it clear that the actions or the attack that occurred in Ablekuma North were not occasioned by the NDC as a corporate entity. Neither was it sanctioned by government or caused by government. And so while we condemn the attacks, while we preach peace, while we actually call on all others not to allow passion to engulf them, the point has to be made that the deliberate attempt and misinformation to pin on President Mahama and government what happened would not succeed. And Nani, this is why it will not succeed. First of all, I've heard people, including Akosia Menu on City, say that Hawa Kumsin was defending herself, or that she did nothing wrong except to defend herself. I think sometimes we ought to elevate the levels of the discussion, because it is not as if some people are involved in politics and elections and others are not involved. I have had the benefit and opportunity of being in Asin North by-elections or being actively involved. In fact, I was in the engine room. And so we monitored elections. In the 2024 elections, I monitored the elections in St. George's constituency. Annie, by the time you leave the house and you get to the polling station, you would not even in your reasonable contemplation want to carry a weapon, because at the time of people voting, it is largely peaceful, so that even police officers who are licensed to carry weapons are not allowed to go to the polling stations with weapons. So that point has to be established. To the extent that even police officers who are licensed by law and are mandated and can carry weapons are prevented from taking weapons to the police to the polling stations.
Was that part of the arrangement? Was that part of the security arrangement?
It was done in 2024. Oh, okay. In this election, you did not see police officers wielding guns. There is a reason, so that when passions are inflamed, because nobody is armed, we talk it out. And in monitoring the election, you get to a place where the NDC and the MPP people will not agree, either with the presiding officer or some form of disagreement. When that happens, all the parties who go into an election properly prepare they have a monitoring system where you will report back. So the question we should be asking is that why would Hawa Kumsin think that she's so special, that somehow she's so strong, and she had anticipated that something like this will happen, for which reason she carried a weapon. And I use the word weapon advisedly because pepper spray is classified as a weapon.
So that method is, I don't know, this designed area for the voting. The gate was closed for persons who had no business there, including politicians. Some politicians were given a courtesy to enter. My question or my wonder is whether even politicians who were given courtesy to enter, were they searched before they allowed them to enter?
They normally will not search you. I've monitored elections a number of times. They normally will not search you. So normally when you go, depending on the polling stations, you would talk to maybe the presiding
because then it
officer.
makes no sense locking the place out and telling me that. So what if I came and I was holding a gun?
In the first place, you realize that even from the mornings, there were some places that they wanted to vote indoors. And some of the people protested and said that we don't vote indoors, we vote outdoors for a number of reasons. But that's not the case. The point I want to establish is that we ought to ask why a person will leave her house with weapon to a place where even people who are licensed to hold weapons are not allowed to go with weapon. When we find an answer to that question, we can find motive.
No, and you see, but that would be unfair on her.
So let me.
I can leave my house, because I can leave my house holding pepper spray. I can leave my house with a gun. Based on history or experience before, I can decide to do that.
That's
just for self-protection. I mean, so anticipating anything that can go wrong.
If you allow
because you're
me,
going into
if you allow
an
me,
election area.
If you allow me to make the point, first of all, Hawa Kumsin is not the only NPP stalwart that was there. You had Brian Champon, who I thought was so much of a man for what he perpetrated at Ayawa. So this time he was there standing behind Miracles, and I was like, hey, that man
No, but Miracles was no.
Yeah,
no.
So I thought he would do something.
No,
so
he would do what?
Even Brian Champon was there and very sober and quiet.
Yes, but
I saw
Beatrice. A party has gone to a place, into a contest.
One
person was speaking for the party. Everybody had to just toe one line.
So they toe, and which is a good thing. So there is nothing wrong with it. So he was there, Miracles and other. I saw even Kennedy Japan's video trying to joke with someone that's now or something. I saw that. A number of people who came there. And so she's not the only person who has to go or who was there, for which reason it would be as if there was something wrong. But what she said is very instructive, that perhaps it is because of a certain history, and that is why she may have carried the weapon. Now, what is the history? This is Hawa Kumsin, who in her own constituency is noted for brandishing weapon and shooting live bullets. No consequences. This is Hawa Kumsin, who in her own constituency is noted for leading tags to beat people. And I'll give you names. And so going into a polling station, she probably had carried the same, the same motive. There is a gentleman who is also a human being and had blood flowing through him. It's called Ebenezer Tete. Hawa Kumsin led tags and they hit the head of the boy with a concrete, and he has sent you those gory images projected on the screen for people to see.
If they are gory, I can't project them.
Oh, they are gory, but they must be able, we can urge viewer discretion and all that. But that is, Ebenezer Tete also has a family. This is Hawa Kumsin, who attacked Tuareg Amadou. And his boys beat Tuareg mercilessly, and Tuareg died. As I speak to you, Tuareg's family members are also human beings. They are there. This was Hawa Kumsin, who led guys to attack Inusa. And just this year, Inusa was amputated. Why? that NDC polling agents died, or how Akumsin's lives and body is more important than these people. See, we condemn the violence. And nobody should actually be proud because it can happen to anybody. I had even asked her, why is it that when they have to beat, they don't go and beat their fellow men? They are always interested in the women. They should be facing their fellow men to beat them. But the question we should be asking, is that because Hawa Akumsin knows her history and how violent she has been at polling stations, she needed to protect herself. And you know what she did? And she did not only carry pepper spray. She actually went there in the company of a police. So she had a police escort. She didn't go there alone. So if Hawa Akumsin...
But these your pictures.
And so if Hawa Akumsin was afraid for her life, or she thought she would be attacked, I think that a police escort that she took there...
Unless the team works, just for the records, unless the team works on the pictures, I cannot.
You cannot.
Even with viewer discretion, I can't put it out.
If you think the pictures are too good.
They are too good.
But these are lives of people we are talking about. And so we are saying that the violence against Hawa Akumsin is condemnable. But it is important to come from why she did that. And it's because she also has a checkered history. She was not the only former MP there. There were MPs there who had contested elections. Why didn't they carry pepper spray? The question will be, why didn't any of the NPP bigwigs? And you know the funny thing, she even started using the pepper spray. You don't know the terror.
She saw guys coming on her.
So she thought the guys
from the video, she saw guys coming on her. If I am standing anywhere and I see anybody approaching, anything I have, I'll use.
The video I saw, I didn't see boys coming on. I saw, maybe you can show, I saw from this angle, where, not this, but earlier, you could see that there was someone in a white...
Okay, give us another angle of the videos, yeah.
The video I saw, so maybe you can help us.
Of the guy who flew.
And so she has her own checkered history. She knows what, and if I were her, a polling station is the last place I'll go, knowing that that is my history.
No, but you see, all these things we're saying about Hawa Akumsin, as I sit here as a journalist, I cannot even agree with you, and you're a lawyer, because courts has found her guilty. They are all allegations.
I agree with you.
Okay.
I agree with you that no court has found her guilty. But I'm saying that I use these examples to perhaps impute motive why she would want to carry a weapon to a polling station. And especially when she's not the only MPP person there. Assuming she was the only person there, then we can say that. But let me also make the point that while we condemn the attacks on Hawa Akumsin, the MPP are the last people anybody will take moral lessons from. We are told in church that if ever we want to take moral lessons, we should not go to the brothel. So the MPP are the last people who will take moral lessons. Let me give you one, or let me give you 3 reasons why. The first one is Ayawaso West Wuogon. When a certain member of parliament was molested, manhandled, to the extent that he was even slapped. In fact, it was the first time we were seeing like a member of parliament or a prominent figure in society molested that way. And Annie, the distinction has to be made that in the Ayawaso West Wuogon issue, it was state-sponsored. These were people who claimed they work with national security. In fact, in the testimony of Double, he says he used to be a phone repairer. He was picked, given 3 months training, and was asked to come and cause this mayhem. What did we see MPP bigwigs do? I mean, while we called for calm, while we were saying that governments ought to condemn the violence, while we were saying that government ought not to use national security to perpetuate those acts of violence, do you know what they did? Some of them took to social media, making fun of Sam George. This morning, I have here Facebook posts by some of the MPP bigwigs, including Akosua Menu seated here, quoting Sam George and laughing. And so I can read some of the quotes. Quote, I ran as fast as my legs could carry my bulky frame. Hey, Sam George. Then she laughs. Then she comes to another one, praising Ma Lydia and saying that whatever they did was good. And then she comes to laugh at Sam George again. You record a man in his own office. You record a man in his own office. Hey, whose voice is this? Then she laughs. At the time when government used state-sponsored, national security to maim people were shot.
The government used national security.
They were national security operative. I have here with me the government.
The committee. Yes. Okay, the committee gave us.
I have here with me the government white paper and the committee's recommendation. Those operation government says that were legitimate government or national security operations. Go to page 23 of government white paper on compensation, point 1, and I read. The government in principle accepts the commission recommendations in paragraph 9.1 on page 59 of the report on the basis that the injured persons were unfortunately caught up in a legitimate national security operations. That's what the government says. That
was the wording.
Yes. If the cameras can capture it, I've boldened it. And so what happened at Ayawa, so where people were shot, killed, maimed, we said that let not encourage people. And you know what? In all these, while we condemn the violence, I'm happy nobody was shot. I'm happy nobody died. I'm happy nobody was maimed. Because in talking about Ghana's democracy, we should not even in any way be having a discussion this morning. I would have laughed that the discussion this morning would have been that the NDC had 184 seats, or clear two-thirds majority. I would have laughed that the discussion would be that what are the things the NDC can do with the two-thirds majority, and then we enrich our democracy. And so when other people give us feedback and say that this is bad, we hear them and we accept the feedback. We take those feedbacks in good faith. But I also want to assure the good people of Ghana that this is not state-sponsored. The government, the vice president, who is the chairman of the police council, did not sanction this. It is not state-sponsored. The people were identified in the videos are not NDC members. You know what I was thinking at a point? I was even thinking that the people who beat our Kumsin could be NPP people. You know why? Because there are conflicting reports from the NPP. A group of people believe that they should contest the election. A group of people believe that they should not contest. They have their own internal wranglings and issues. So how are we able to know whether those people who assaulted Ha Akumsin are not NPP people? And on this note, I want to urge the police to conduct a very thorough investigation. But having said that, Ha Akumsin must know that even in court, it is on first-come, first basis. And so while we urge the Ghana police to do some of these investigations, we also urge them that the 8 people who died during the elections, they would also pay attention to them. And although I get scared, and sometimes I get terrified about the 8 people, among the 8 people was a young girl that was shot in Sablugu. You can imagine me growing up and being shot merely because of somebody's recklessness. Will I have been sitting on Good Morning Ghana this morning? That is the life the NPP cut short. Where you had military men in Techiman, South, open fire, live bullets in citizens. We will never experience that under President Mahama. That I can give you the assurance that as the Commander-in-Chief of the Ghana Armed Forces, with the Vice President being the Chairman of the Police Council, you would not see state-sponsored attacks on citizens, whether you are MPP, you are CPP, you are DPP, or whatsoever and howsoever described. So that assurance we want to give the people of Ghana. And then I hear the people who defended invisible forces, who went to practically attack a pregnant judge, and nothing happened, and the AG entered the nolle prosequi, say that, you know what, this is so bad. I agree that it is so bad, but can they please keep quiet and let the people who spoke against it yesterday speak against it now? Then we will not say that they are being hypocritical. For the people who mocked Sam George, for the people who mocked people who were killed, maimed, and said that, you remember what the first deputy speaker said? That what do you mean that people were killed if criminals were shot? These were the words of the leading members of the MPP at the time these things were happening. Have you ever heard anybody in NDC say that Hawa Kumsin is a criminal, for which reason she should be beaten?
Well, but
no.
but we also Hannah, Dr. Hannah Bissio, who obviously she was a victim, so she felt.
She said, this is what she said. She said, I will not lie to you. Although what happened was bad, I don't feel bad because I was a victim. There is nothing wrong with that. People are allowed to have their relapses.
Oh, so she first condemned.
Yes.
And then she said she doesn't feel bad.
See, nobody is saying that Hawa Kumsin was beaten and so she should have even been beaten enough. Nobody is saying that. We are saying that that act of violence is condemnable. The point of departure is that, first of all, that was not orchestrated by the NDC or government. Secondly, that distinction has to be made. But she went there because she has her own checkered history. And so while we will take the feedback, while we appreciate the concerns of people, I want to say that the MPP should keep quiet. Because you cannot all of a sudden begin to have conscience because you are in opposition. You cannot all of a sudden begin to say that what is right in the past is so wrong now, when not even 1%. And let me say that this is not a revenge on Hawa Kumsin or anybody, because if it was a revenge, what are you talking about? Does this look like a revenge to you?
What would you have done?
When the revenge comes.
Revenge
this is not a revenge. This was civilians, like a man or some people and how. These were two civilians, and you could see how the police were even giving her the protection she needed. To the extent that Mustafa Gbande even said that when
what
it occurred, these were some of the victims of the Ayawaso West by-election when they visited President Mahama.
Okay.
You know, to the extent that Mustafa Gbande even said that when Hawa Kumsin was assaulted, he quickly prompted the driver, take her to the hospital. Does it look to you like any NDC big man or big woman is interested in assaulting an MPP person? No. But I mean, having said that, let me conclude by saying that the NDC is offering so much to the people of Ghana. The NDC is stabilizing the exchange rate. The story is not that the dollar is appreciating and the cedi is depreciating. Today, in our lexicon in Ghana, we say that the cedi is appreciating. Businessmen are happy. The market women, prices of goods are reducing. Fuel prices are coming down. Iron rods and many things that used to be something that was stifling us, and even that we were told to be grateful, because if it was the NDC, it would have been worse.
Okay.
So let me conclude. Today is getting better. So we have more to give to this nation.
Okay.
And we can only give to this nation when it is peaceful.
Okay.
We urge our members to be peaceful. We urge the MPP not to be taking conflicting stance in elections. If their leadership is weak, they ought to be addressing it, because at a certain point in time, I was asking, so General Secretary says don't go. Then other members are there. So who is who in MPP? We in the NDC have strong leadership, backed by a very strong and
please don't give me any picture that will spoil people's morning this morning. I beg you.
Backed by a very
blare
strong
the pictures if they are bloody. Please blare them.
backed by a very strong government. We are focused on delivering the mandate. We are focused on making the lives of people better. And we say that we do not want violence to be part.
Okay.
We didn't need that seat at all costs.
Okay.
We didn't need it at all costs.
Okay.
But we are a political party who believe we must win every election as long as the people will give us the mandate. And so on that note, thank you to the people of Ablekuma North for saying that for a very long time. They think that the NDC is a political party that will bring them the needed development.
Okay, so Musa Batu says that we must rise above the politics of chaos. The violence that marred some polling centers at Ablekuma North rerun is unacceptable and must be condemned in no uncertain terms. Beatrice's lines, Hawa Kumsin, whose reckless use of pepper spray incited tensions, must be held accountable to serve a clear deterrent, especially as we approach the Akwetia by-elections. And Eskume may so rest in perfect peace. I add my voice to that. Mansa Musa says that in all this, the first thing to do is to identify the reason for the escalation in mob violence in our body politicking. The symptoms, which is the perpetrated illegal act, that's violent act by groups or by individuals hiding behind political organizations. Now, yesterday, I saw a couple of videos from so-called vigilante boys. And they've made individual, I'm sure maybe after the break we'll play some of them for you to have an idea. And they were angry or happy, either way, with the NPP. Angry because they claim the NPP didn't take care of them for Nanado saying, I have banned vigilantism, right? And then they were happy that some other guys had assaulted Hawa Kumsing over blah, blah, blah. One of them actually said, Mahama, if you don't know and you do anything to those guys, I'll be disappointed. And I was like, the nerve. So how did we get here? So I think Mansa Musa, you've just drawn my mind to, I was confused as to how to weigh that whole conversation and warnings from a gentleman who claims, like, why are you even walking free on the streets? But by now you should be, okay, we know what to do. We'll get the police on you because we don't know any group called vigilante groups that the work they only do, this thing I'm doing, myself, my life is in danger. But they
I was about giving you legal advice.
The work you only do is to sit in some corner and plan mayhem and then support political parties to distract elections and create violence and maim people, if possible, murder people. I think we are too free a country. That's not what we mean by freedom and justice. So let me conclude Mansa Musa's message. It says that to be able to bring it under control and eradicate such criminality, the criminal justice system must be made to work. When people within society begin to believe in the effectiveness and efficiency of law enforcement and judicial systems, if justice is evenly and predictably assured, that will be the beginning of the end of impunity. Thanks and good morning to you and the guests in the studio, Mansa Musa, voice of London Radio UK. Akosia, permit me to take a breather. And then when I come back, you will start. Yeah, don't worry, you'll have your time. Be back shortly.
Are you a headmaster, headmistress, Parent, teacher, or an educator looking for high-quality textbooks for preschool, primary, and junior high school students, look no further than Advocate Publishing Company. Advocate Publishing Company is a leading publisher of educational materials in Ghana that publishes very engaging, interactive, and comprehensive textbooks that meet the needs of students, teachers, and parents. Our textbooks are thoroughly published to make learning fun and easy. They are also designed to stimulate critical thinking, problem solving, and creativity in students. Make Advocate Publishing your preferred choice for all your educational needs. Explore our range of textbooks and educational resources. Visit us at the old GNTC yard near Kingsway, Accra. You can contact us on 0503 786 776 or 02408 06354, also 0531 600360, and connect with us on Instagram, X, and Facebook at Advo Publishing. Don't settle for less. Choose the best. Advocate Publishing Company, empowering young minds one textbook at a time. Thinking publishing, think Advocate Publishing.
Yes, next. Hey, Nadia Benson.
Me didn't tum Mr. Friend Calico, just call me cockroach.
Now, Mr. Friend, me once now.
Hey, that's you. Improve car. Yeah. Captain Mosquito, double the accent. Me did it, Sasso spray. Mr. Friend is Sasso quell. Yeah, go to my Sasso.
Come tum preko.
Buy affordable service plots and lands from Estate Masters. Currently selling our Nest Cottage, located at the newly proposed Airport City, with a starting price of 25,000 Ghana cedis. We also have Palm Hills, located at Panfukuro in the Gomwa East District, also with a starting price of 15,000 Ghana cedis. Available also is Coastal Park in Lakpleku, which is a 15-minute drive from the Ningo Senior High School, having a starting price of 55,000 Ghana cedis. You will receive a free site plan with indenture once you successfully purchase a land from us. For any enquiries, contact the numbers provided. Estate Masters, your most preferred estate partner.
A home is more than just walls and a roof. It's the warmth of family, the assurance of security, and the joy of shared moments. Whether you're returning from abroad or seeking a new beginning, Rehoboth Havens Ayimensa is where your journey truly begins. Nestled beneath the tranquil Ebri Mountains, this gated community offers the perfect blend of modern living and natural beauty. Our 2, 3, and 4 bedroom homes are designed for family living with spacious interiors, elegant finishes, and all the comforts that make life better. From cozy living rooms for bonding to modern kitchens for culinary creativity and private gardens for peaceful reflection, every space is thoughtfully crafted. At Rehoboth Havens, your children play safely, your family grows joyfully, and your memories are built on a foundation of care and community. Starting from 675,000 Ghana cedis with flexible installment plans, your dream home is within reach because everyone deserves a place to truly call home. Rehoboth Havens, where futures are built and dreams come to life. Call us on 0553 751933 or 0206 823524 to secure your future today. Rehoboth Social Housing, your housing dream becomes reality.
to NPP leaders.
And the both Delta Force, Invisible Force, all the forces say what NPP. Mama Yeninye. I don't think any yeah, fire crowd. Any moja. Yanyi Tumima NPP 2016. Shamore Obia Organa Bia and Kodi NPP. And Mabuno, Yapon Kodenji Tumi. Ye Modi Yesemu. 2 weeks remand. Adaya. Ye Pejuma. Aye. Mama Sako Yamra. Eddie Serious said. Ye be a yanchi. And the catch them on them. Moon real. They see one. The shot. Voice any momo. I don't know what in Biani you. Obian one ma Sabina, me boy, and the 9 4 and 6 and I hold the 99. You never pay. Never pay. It's in a dear crack. A tea to me, a man. My grandma dear fast. Moon away. Me some walk. May not look at me, you about some. Me, and I'm the Delta Force chairman of Santa Rita. The Casabo is in it. The Castle Pium Piba. The Castle Mona Moda. She said, "O Moda, O that's what the PM. At you are O more chairman by me Shambo. We a prophecy. At you are by Unibaku. Ombakumbaku. At the Tremo say, Munimunyansa. And before the Nimunyansa one crowd. It's me Shambo say, at you are by Unibaku. My boys, downtown, visible, all the forces say, walk and mouth, yes. Mama go for mammy, Mama Yere, and Mama, ever was out. Some winning bodyguard as here, body. Ghana from a church of area. And this will be our way. My men cannot credit. Many Jimmy, Fisa MPP, your co opposition. Me were home by me jubilating with them, many Yama. Name names many badges are. Minimum the entire manager. You are pretty men people, Maniati. Community MPP Moka. Not boys, you are some party. You are fighting for your right. Muchiyoko 2 remand, movie ye. Musa Katre say, Marty Trade, Delta Force, Invisible Yansa, Maza Bang, we anymore. They are better than slim person, but the boy yet. The night can one few party boys. One fee, which we copy new officer or more, or my forward my pampa, or contour, but you can just say, Medoka and other side of you. So more than a phone off as a phone. Yeah, boom, musu. But in Italy, me power talk, or boys or no. One by your chick are by Bakuni, police cemetery, and Jaka. Main Jimmy MPP. As in Italy.
Welcome to the program. On no more day, we probably won't play certain words and certain things, but this is just to send a message and to also prompt the police, just in case you haven't seen these things. We want to, let everybody have access, especially viewers of Good Morning Ghana. Maybe that's just about the last time we're going to play this. But just so you know, when you, I don't know, prophecy, whatever it is, that somebody is going to die in Etiwa. How that is going to happen, I do not know. So maybe security forces must work 2 steps ahead of time and see if they can gather intel, because I don't know what these guys are stepping on, what stone their legs are on. So just in case you don't understand what they said, it was just giving warnings and jubilating over what happened, chastising the MPP leadership for what it did to them, refusing them jobs and and that they want to work and they don't allow them to work. I don't know what kind of work they wanted to do. So that's just a bit on the criminal part of our elections, what always masks the beauty of our democracy. Akusia.
Good morning once again to your amazing, discerning viewers, I must say. The audience would hear both sides this morning, and clearly they would see the difference between what we're experiencing today and what's happened previously. The violence that occasioned the ABN parliamentary rerun is condemnable. There is no justification for it. It speaks against what we've been told to expect in a government that championed a narrative of a reset, where they believe that the crimes, quote unquote, or the ills of the previous government will not see the light of day under theirs. The brutal assault on Mavis Hawakumsin, Nana Ekuefriye, she was also assaulted. It wasn't captured on camera, but she went through it. Journalists, members of the party, polling agents, Chris Lloyd, the national deputy organizer. Annie, nothing justifies the violence they experience. This morning, I've been listening to a condemnation and a condoning of the violence at the same time, where you even queried at the very beginning that security is the responsibility of the government. Going into a by-election which didn't cover the entire constituency, it covered only 19 polling stations. And this is not the first time you have witnessed this. And electoral violence has reared its head in Ghana for a while. At least there are clear instances which caught the nation's attention. Akwetia to Triponi, Talensi to Etiwa. When it comes to Talensi, weapons were discovered in vehicles linked to NDC officials. It was the media that reported it. When it comes to Etiwa, an NDC women's organizer drove into a crowd of MPP supporters. Did they not? I also West Gorgon, the infamous one that the NDC loves to use as an example, but I'll put that in context soon. In all of this, the NDC has been at the center of it. In all of it, they've been at the center. And she mentions Etiwa, Asin North. I was in Asin North. Annie, if you recall, your cameras captured a complaint by the General Secretary of the party who said Dampare had issued a directive to arrest anybody who caused any untoward, or should I say, any bad behavior, whatever. Even if there was a slight indication that they were going to be rough, they arrested them. Some polling station executives were arrested. This happened. This was under an MPP government, wasn't it? Yet, what do we see? And I'm shocked hearing this narrative being ascribed to Hawakumsin, making it look like she just got on grounds to push and run riots or cause confusion. There were a number of members of parliament on ground that day, right? Dakwa Newman was there, Hawakumsin was there. Actually, they were walking together till they were separated, where she walked off to another polling station and she veered off to the St. Peter's polling station. The video we saw was, if you see, in the moments that she was captured, she wasn't agitating or doing anything. She was just observing. The gentleman we saw charging at her, and I say charging because this is not a figment of my imagination, or for us to be made to think that she was there causing confusion and they went there to arrest the situation. In fact, there's been several narratives by other people on the ground saying that they were asking and bellowing for Samir Uku, Dennis Miracles and Hawakumsin, till they spotted Hawakumsin and they moved towards her. Now, if you see people saying, where is that Hawakumsin? Where is she? Big, strong, bulky men. Stronger than the blue guards that they have assigned, blue water guards that they have assigned to police Galamsey sites. Clearly bigger and stronger and tougher. They've assigned them just to a polling station election. Look at them, charging at her. In self-defense.
They didn't assign these guys.
I don't know how they showed up.
No,
there,
they
but
didn't assign them.
I'm saying that this morning we have heard a defense of the thugs that assaulted her, saying that in her words, and I quote, her checkered history is what occasioned the assault on her. In this particular instance, here is a middle-aged woman observing an electoral rerun at a polling station, okay? A constituency of which belonged to Honorable Ekriye before she lost it to Sheila Battels. She sat in parliament with her at one time. So a friend, a sister, and a colleague. Nothing stops her from going to observe. In fact, the only thing that stopped me from going to observe that morning was I was at my daughter's graduation. She was accepting a prize. So I had to be there as a parent. That was the only thing that stopped me from going to ABN that morning. But I'm convinced that beatings had been pre-packaged for MPP people. Because nobody was spared, from Chris Lloyd to Honorable Ekriye herself to Hawa Kumsin. Saying that she has a checkered history is almost telling us that anybody in government now who's had an occasion to fight for themselves in their constituency or act in self-defense, there should be some sort of retribution with no timeline.
What do you describe as self-defense?
Okay, so I'm standing, observing at a polling center, St. Peter's Methodist Church, by and large, peaceful. Nothing is happening. Then there's a group of people, and this is corroborated by the persons that were on ground.
Oh, you're making
at the
reference
time.
to what happened
just
last Friday?
Yes, that's
not
Friday.
Past history.
Not
Okay.
past, and past history, I'm saying that there's a history of electoral violence, and NDC has always been at the center of it. That is fact. Now, people are coming
No,
at
that's
her.
not fact. That's your
This
fact.
is, that you can choose to twist the facts. I'm saying from Akwetia to Talensi to Triponi to Etiwa, NDC was at the center of it. You cannot distort that fact.
Akosia,
Then subsequently,
you have
let
said
me
that.
finish.
No,
Let me finish.
No, you made the statement.
You said it is not your fact.
there's
It's your
been
opinion.
history-
So let me
you
continue.
said there's been history of political violence. In fact, that's a general fact. But for you to distinguish that there's a particular political party that has always been in the center of it, that is your fact.
She
It can't be
started her
everybody's
submission
fact.
by saying there's an intentional narrative to put President John Mahama at the center of it. And I'm speaking to what she said this morning. And I'm building my point. So if you allow me, that when this woman, a middle-aged woman, was there,
okay,
observing, she saw a group of men, bulky men, strong, bulkier than the Blue Water Guards that are supposedly fighting Galamsey right now. Asking where is she, walking towards her. Now, if you see a group of men you don't know, coming at you, asking, who are you? Election day, when we have a checkered history of electoral violence with them at the center of it, what do? Her only saving grace was a pepper spray. When people say that, why was she holding pepper spray? Annie, even me, as a parliamentary candidate, I can't carry a weapon. I can't carry a gun. I can't hold a gun. I had pepper spray on me at all times. Because every now and then, you get intelligence from other people saying that, watch where you are going, watch where you are going. How many women even survive in the politics? Even going through, let's say, ordinary elections. Look at the things they face. How much more a former member of parliament in no constituency than where she belonged, with a lot of issues at Kaswa specifically. It doesn't justify violence. But I'm saying on this occasion, she was innocent, minding her business, observing a parliamentary rerun. Where do we see her gesticulating or shouting at people, as compared to her example of Sam George? And Sam George was pit against public opinion at the time because he told the whole world that a man had been murdered in his home, which turned out to be false. It didn't happen. He was lying, using it as bait to agitate the people, saying that you murdered a man, the person who charged at him. Look, let's be very careful. She's established something this morning that is easier to defend NDC thugs than to actually come to the defense of an innocent innocent middle-aged woman who was just minding her business, observing an election. She's come to the defense of NDC thugs this morning, telling us that it is easier to interdict a police officer, like we saw happen on Thursday. Were we not told that the police officer that slapped the journalist had been interdicted? Yet we know the faces of all the people that were on ground that day. They are no strangers. What makes it even worse, and this is the lie that has been told this morning, that it has nothing to do with the presidency. And I'm looking for the videos to send to you. And please, anybody watching me, send me the videos right now of the convoy that included Malik Basintali, the cars that drove to ABM, from the Jubilee House, those people were there. Subsequently, after the election, they proudly, from their cars, they were standing in the rooftop amongst others, saying that we only beat Hawa Kumsin. We didn't kill anybody. We only beat Hawa Kumsin. If you not tell me that is, if you not tell me that that is premeditated, orchestrated at the seat of government, then I don't know what it is. Because I would have wanted to believe that, you know what, it's one of those things where it was confusion carried from her previous engagement for another constituency, but it doesn't justify it. Then her posture this morning, and the deliberate attempt to whitewash it to make it look like it's if it's anything, then NPP is well deserving of it. Look, in the history of this country, no sitting president has set up a commission of inquiry into electoral related violence. The Emil Short Commission was set up to do what? Investigate the Ayawaso West Wogon. If for nothing at all, the outcome of that commission of inquiry was for us to disband vigilante groups. Was it not the outcome? That disband vigilante groups because at the heart of it is the violence that is perpetrated. Look, peace and security is fundamental. Without peace and security, she will not be at the seat of government occupying the position she has. We will not have parliamentarians sitting in parliament setting laws. We will not have the gaslighting, narcissistic, emotional narratives that she championed here this morning, telling us that the economy is doing well.
Narcissistic, wow.
We will not have people victimize victims, make them feel that they are the ones to, yes, they are the ones to blame for what happened to them. Annie, imagine that sometimes when I have a problem with your moderation, okay, and I say that you play to the side of the NDC sometimes because when we are talking, you don't allow us to flow. And for some reason, somebody sits, somebody is watching you and is irritated by you. And there's a by-election in a constituency, which is not an MPP stronghold, and let's say it's an NDC stronghold, or vice versa. And you show up. And for some reasons, a viewer who is discontent with you, okay, but supports MPP, charges at you, and comes to say that I don't like your moderation, whatever preconceived notions they have for you, and slap you. And because you're a journalist and they don't like what you've done, or they don't like how you moderate. Are we saying that we condone instant justice? Because that's what she's done this morning.
Then you have to watch your language.
You have to watch your moderation.
You have to watch your language.
Because
you seem to
at the end of the day,
you seem to continuously cite people against me.
No, I don't cite people against you. I point out the obvious when it's happening.
When you finish,
this morning you were not doing it, but now you are doing it. You are entering that spot.
No.
But let me come to it.
You started it, so
don't break my flow.
You started it.
You will not. I said, for example, if I call you out and subsequently somebody is irritated by it and decides that I'm going to slap this girl for misbehaving on TV, that is their perception. Would we say then that it is okay? Certainly it's not.
I'm not going to take it as just an example you're citing. I'm going to take it as a
but your argument, then from what you are saying,
it's
me. Today I haven't done it, but now that you brought it up, it makes it a point.
In a very subtle manner. So you
I didn't do it, but then I think I said I didn't do it.
I'll still let you make your point, so you continue.
Well, you've done it. You proved my point. And we have somebody here, whilst we are using common sense to appreciate the gravity of the situation, knowing that electoral violence has a troubling history in this country, where we have to condemn both sides, where there was a commission of inquiry, where we actually disbanded vigilante groups. The video you showed, if it was to mock MPP people, all it serves is evidence that subsequently we let go of these guys who were keeping us safe during electoral processes. These are people saying that we gave our lives out in Etiwa when bullets were flying. And from who? In Talensi, where NDC officials were arming people that scared them off because it shouldn't be a debate of ideas. It should be brute force and violence. And we have here, there's a rules of professional conduct and etiquette, 2020 LI 2423. As a lawyer, justifying violence in democratic exercises, unprovoked. She's actually, she should be cited for it. They should call her. Because she sat here to condone thugs. To condone thugs. Because the police that have been interdicted, it's easier to interdict, how do you call it, police than to thugs. And even the video you showed, a warning to NDC saying that if any of them are caught for whatever reason, then they will suffer the same fate as MPP. Instant justice is what we are condoning this morning. Playing a history, so-called, a narrative, so-called, by a woman who has had to put, we don't talk about the challenges that politicians actually go through. We don't talk about it enough because the impression is that when you get power, it's a conduit to largesse and to a better life. The challenges, the personal experiences, and the personal limitations that people go through is not often highlighted. And I'll blame the political class for it. At the end of the day, we are to blame. But nobody should pin this on Hawa Kumse. Nobody should pin this on Chris Lloyd. What was Chris Lloyd's crime? Did you see him? He was beaten like a thief, dragged. And all that saved Chris was he didn't swing back. If he had swung back and struck the jaw of one of them, it would have been justification for them to pummel him even more. I went to visit Hawa Kumse. And when she told her story, Annie, she said one of them, she saw the glint of a steel weapon, which could have been a knife, it could have been anything. She saw them coming. Where is she? Who is she? Where is she? What is her crime? That she came to observe. We are saying that what was she doing there, really? What business did you have at Asase North when you went to observe the elections then? In the injury room, so as your justification that you were in the injury room. Anybody has a right to go. You could be an observer. You were playing a role. It could happen. Do you understand? But why then do we make it seem today that irrespective of who you are, wherever you stand, if people come at you and people are now saying that, oh, the buck stops to the president, you are shocked, you are surprised. Why not? Because we saw a difference. It's been how many days? Silence on the matter. It's been how many days? Even banter on social media. There was a post I saw yesterday, and my big sister Joyce. And I'm not going to even make a comparison, but there's a modicum of self-respect that Joyce exudes at all times. But sometimes I get shocked that she gets caught in some of these social media posts. I saw a post by Herbert Mensah talking about tit for tat being balanced, right? And she shared the post and said, amen. In the wake of the ABN violence, it presupposes or it justifies what happened, that NPP people were beaten black and blue. Annie, your colleague journalists, we saw a video of one of them slapped from behind. Didn't we see it? We saw one of them getting also mobbed by another. We saw another lady, Oye. I've called her incessantly since Friday. I'm not getting it, and I'm sure she's going through it. Look, some punches, when they hit you, you don't feel it instantly. Sometimes it's a day or two later. I'm not sure you have been caught in any violence before. Greater works at play. God is protecting you. But in the unfortunate event that your colleague journalist has suffered at the hands of the thugs that she has defended this morning, it's most unfair. And it tells you that there is not going to be any retribution. None. The posture that they've exuded post-ABN. Look, Samson Lade was making a point. And I think the point was lost on the deputy presidential staffer. Is it the deputy chief of staff at the Jubilee House? Where Samson was saying that the argument that MPP is fighting a two-thirds... yes. Samson
the
made...
majority needed the two-thirds.
Yes. And yes.
To help President Mahama go for a third term.
Good.
I think I saw
yes.
Samson's.
And Samson was saying that literally he was mocking the thoughts behind it, that it can't be so because it's entrenched in the Constitution, the processes involved.
In fact, Samson said it was laughable. It was a laughable position.
And that post was shared
by Standobe.
Even though it was in defense of them, it was lost on him, and he ran Samson down.
No, it wasn't lost on him.
And that is how.
No, it wasn't lost on him.
I believe it was lost on him.
No, okay,
because
fine.
Samson was not.
That's okay.
Yes,
but
I don't think Samson was saying it in defense of NPP.
You see, Standobe is a journalist, and when he says that Samson did not write that as it appears, don't argue with him.
I think Samdowe is not a journalist. Samdowe is sitting at Jubilee House.
No,
he's working from the Jubilee House.
Once a journalist, always a journalist.
Okay, and if that is even so, let's see him condemn the attacks on journalists. I haven't seen any post from him condemning the attacks on your colleagues. I haven't seen him condemning any of the attacks on the polling agents. It is not just about Hawa Kumsin. Hawa Kumsin was but one of the many victims of the day. So if you are come to defend, you've only entrenched the position that it was orchestrated, because those vehicles and the boys in there were at Jubilee House. How do you have access to Jubilee House and do videos from the courtyard of Jubilee House and, you know, flexing and showing that you are in power? Use that same brute energy, that same machoism to go and relieve those water guards who are about your size 8 people with no muzzles and whatnot. Relieve them. And stop using these guys for electoral violence. People's children that in the name of employment, you posted them there to risk their lives. Use these macho men. Let me say it. Use these macho men to go and stop Galamsey so that we clap. The size 8 you are. But I'm jealous of you.
I'm not a size 8.
Yes, I stand. Size 6. You want to distract me.
No, it is how sweet.
But I am saying that it's how sweet I come back. But Annie, I'm saying that we have seen her. She reminds us all the time which side she's on. The most attractive party that has unleashed thugs and defended them. Has unleashed thugs, defended them, justified it in same breath here, saying that someone's checkered history is what occasioned what happened to her. At the same time, condemned the violence on who? Who was the violence on? On journalist Chris Lloyd, Hawa Kumsin, Nane Free. Even Dakwa Nima wasn't spared.
Okay.
The only difference
I want to ask
was that
about the
captured
house video. That video, was it the thugs we saw beating up Lloyd?
I'm sending you.
I'm sorry.
I am sending you because people have seen it.
I saw them
the
in
same
full
way
gear military. Most of them were in full gear military.
Yes, your vigilantes have access to the seat of government.
Who are you talking to?
So that is sorry. Their vigilantes have access to the seat of government, and I'm sending it to you.
Akusha, your mischief this morning is so rife.
It's not mischief. It is a truism. There are videos when people put it on social media that these are the guys who were at ABN. They said it wasn't true. So then they showed a video of them in a convoy. The car number of one of them is our good friend who used to come and sit on this platform. So if he's not with them, then he should issue a statement distancing himself.
No, my question is, the video you saw at the Flagstaff House, is it the same guys?
I'm saying that people have identified them. Me, I don't know them personally because I don't defend thugs. But I'm saying that play it. Play that video as well. Why are NDC thugs targeting women? In the history, as far as electoral violence is concerned, Esla beating Black and Blue. It happened. Esla was beating. Why? Because she sits on Good Morning Ghana and defends MPP. Hawa Kumsin, what's her crime? That she defends herself in her own constituency. Several attacks on her. Wasn't her own son attacked recently? Her own son, just last year, in the heat of things, her son was stabbed. But thank God for life, because there's no statute of limitation on crime. We shall remember. It is not fair because you want and hope that we do better. And you have lawyers defending thugs. You have lawyers condoning violence on a woman. You have a woman condoning violence on a woman. You have her cite another woman saying that I was a victim. What didn't Madame Bissiou do in 2016? Didn't they even round up people into her house, strip them of their phones, and they have access? It took boys from Kumasi to come to her house to rescue those people. Those stories are alive. You think we've forgotten? We just choose to forget so that we move on. So the reset is not reset, it's a revenge, because that's what she's justified this morning. That anything that they feel would make good content, will make them happy, they'll do so and mock and laugh and champion it and make it to look as if it is not a problem of the president, but it is. Because at a certain point in time when this happened, a commission of inquiry was set. It was live, we saw it. People came to tell their stories. We saw it. Subsequently, yes, the Vigilantes Act was passed. We disbanded our groups and we were naked. And they've taught us a lesson. And those videos prove that indeed Akufo-Addo was bold enough to say disband the vigilante groups. At the end of the day, who was hurt in the process? It's us. When we are trying to take violence out of electoral processes, make it a contest of ideas, come to the polling station to cast your vote. You think that that's what occasioned what Hawa Kumsin went through, those videos that went out, you think they didn't shock other middle-aged women or other women with children of what, how do you call it, voting age, to tell them, hey, menko. Do you understand? Because often the victims are innocent bystanders. Techiman South, yes, something happened. Subsequently, even the government compensated the lives lost. But you can't equate a sum of money to someone's human life. Do you understand? Even in our time, that was done. But it didn't measure up to the lives lost. But the clashes happened and people lost their lives. What happened? Etiwa, Talensi, all those people that died, all those people maimed, they are still alive at their doorstep. So today, if we are okay to sit here and say a woman with a checkered history of violence, indeed, when you are pointing to my Facebook post, if I go to your Facebook post 2019, I don't even see a single post because you've read the history of whatever you are writing there. I don't have the luxury to check because I don't even know when you joined the NDC. But clearly the history of the NDC is lost on you if you don't know that Talensi happened. And it was linked to NDC officials with guns in their car. It's lost on you because the recent activism is what you know and what you are trying to defend this morning. So what happened was wrong. Stating that Fifi Kwete condemned it is not enough. Known actors are jubilating. Known political appointees are jubilating and happy that it happened. You this morning have endorsed the violence on Hawa Kumsin because you said in the past she's been embroiled in something. That is your story. The people that attacked her, and who just gets up to attack people? But often you look at what happened. Annie, ABN, when I went with Ekwe Free and Dr. Baumia went to visit Ekwe Free and some of the MPP members that were caught up in it. One Andy Oliver Gloria. Andy says, I was just standing there working with the coordinator of the area, going into homes.
What's the ABN?
Ablikma North, sorry.
Oh, okay.
You know, sometimes it can be a mouthful.
Okay.
Going into the homes of people to bring them out, to talk to them to come and vote. And because of what had happened, they didn't even want to come out. And even when they were doing their duty of prompting, because it's part of voting day, prompt, get people out, get out the votes, get them out of their homes. Guess what they did? They rushed, they sent people their way to beat them. Oliver, he said one of the guys was holding a screwdriver. Who are these people? Who are these people? Where some of them have been singled out, their faces. We'll check on the ABN boots on ground on the day. You are saying it's not them. These are different from the people that were on the ground.
I'm not saying it's not them, and I'm not saying it's them.
I'm saying, and what's the only thing that would answer this, if indeed it wasn't orchestrated from the seat of government, is a commission of inquiry. It's as simple as that. Let us look into it. Just as Aya also was in Ogon, Ekufuadu was bold enough to do so. Do this and let us know.
He was bold enough to do what?
To set up a commission of inquiry.
What was the end game of the commission?
The end game was the Vigilantes Act was passed. Subsequently, vigilante groups were banned. But clearly, one side banned and the other let theirs go. And now they are the seat of government, sitting in convoys, moving into electoral areas and polling stations to visit violence on people. So that's what happened. Annie,
yes.
The peace we enjoy, the peace and security, is what gives her the opportunity she has this morning. There is nothing right. There's no justification for what happened to her. The video, if nothing at all, shows she was minding her business at the station. She was observing. She has a right to observe. She was there as an observer, as other MPs also were. Thursday evening, didn't NDC MPs go into the constituency to go and campaign? What difference is it from NPP MPs who went and subsequently being there on the day? What difference is it? What difference is there? Come on. At the end of the day, let's always be reminded that once you're in the seat, you are not just for NDC people.
So who was that guy who was running?
Lloyd, Chris Lloyd.
No. There was a guy who was in blue, running away from the whole chaotic scene. And they were chasing him. Yes.
There was one of the guys.
So when Hawa was down,
one of the guys that fought them off was her driver.
Okay.
And then there was a constituency youth organizer from another constituency from the MPP who was there, who actually helped. Because you see that what we didn't see because of the crowd and the video was, while she was on the floor, you see, this is the only version of the video we saw. While she was on the ground, people were stamping on her head and hitting her in her tummy.
We saw that too.
Good. So you saw that.
Yeah, I mean, there are other versions.
What have we seen? What have we seen prior to this that justifies what this woman has gone through? What was there that justifies this?
But you haven't heard all that has happened.
I'm saying that what happened? That she was observing, went to St.
linked
Peter's.
to her. No, all the violence that has happened that
So
linked to
okay,
her.
so it justifies what we're saying, that then is retribution orchestrated by them, because these are people that were there for them. It just makes my point. And if it is not, and you feel that it isn't, then there should be some punishment. There should be arrests, because their faces are there. If it is not you, and you say it is not you, you move swiftly to shift the blame to another party. Is it not? To prove that you were not complicit in
No,
it.
to arrest the guys.
You
Not
arrest
even
the guys.
shift any game.
Right?
Just arrest the guys.
And it's not just about her. It's about the journalists who also suffered. Chris Lloyd. Look at the guys that beat Chris. Look at the guys that beat him like a thief. It was like as if he had gone to steal something, and it was instant justice. And we've seen condemnation and condoning it all at the same time. This is not just about Hawa Kumsin. This is about the victims of the day. If Ayawaso West were gone, it was wrong, then ABN is wrong. And subsequently, what needs to follow is decisive leadership. Let us see justice for the people who suffered on that day. It doesn't need to be somebody who is known in the party or revered in the party.
Was Ayawaso West were gone wrong?
If Ayawaso West were gone, as so described, was wrong, to which the public called out the president to move on it, and the president set up a commission of inquiry. There's never been a commission of inquiry in the history of this country concerning electoral-related violence. It's never happened. You're a journalist. You can give me the history of that. You can do the homework on that. But he did it.
What was the president's comments about some judges receiving slaps?
You can look for that. I'm more concerned about what is happening now, who's in the seat now.
You are talking.
So you can find
I'm
it.
asking you this question because you made a
I'm
statement.
saying help me with that education, because I didn't make a statement on. I made a statement on the fallout of Ayawaso West Wogon and the decisive leadership of the president at the time.
Okay, you made a statement.
And the outcome of it was that the vigilante groups were how do you call it, were disbanded. And this is you would say that I'm accosting you, but this is what you do. You would say that I'm trying to lay blame on you, but this is what you do.
It will not stop me from asking you questions.
Yes,
you will choose
and
to answer.
I can choose, yes, and I choose to focus on the substance.
But you made a statement.
And the substance of it is the vigilante groups that we banned, that people said were not true. Subsequently, we've seen videos of people, and I'm even shocked that some people in 2025, given that there's no statute or limitation of crime, you take to your TikTok and say, I did ABCD. Is even video evidence enough, do you understand, to get you into some trouble? But people are bold enough to say that we helped you and you disbanded us and you didn't take care of us.
So I earlier on asked you a question about the end game of the All Committee. You answered, and you told me the application of the white paper. From my standpoint, not just a standpoint, but from a journalist perspective, it was selective application of the white paper's recommendations. You just said that if Ayawaso West Wogon was wrong, then I choose your words, ABN is wrong. And I'm saying, okay, so was Ayawaso West Wogon wrong? You haven't answered that question. You said if people are victims or falling victims to these election-related violence, then they must be compensated.
I think you can infer from my submission this morning without even asking that specific question.
So I'm asking you.
You can infer from it
I think
that electoral-related violence is an aberration in our democracy.
Allow me to finish?
So ABN is wrong. Ayawaso West is wrong.
So if
does it make you happy? Does it make you happy?
I'm not supposed to be laughing on the show over comments and responses.
Whitewashing the substance of it doesn't make it better.
I was only picking from your own submission.
Whitewashing the substance of it does not make it better.
I don't know why you get so agitated.
I am not agitated.
Following up a question.
I'm actually not agitated.
You are.
I'm not following up a question.
You clearly are.
I think you get agitated that you are called out on your bias.
What bias?
That is what irritates you. Because if you ask a question I didn't see. Well, you are claiming, you are throwing words around. I'm also not irritated. I'm sitting here and you said I get riled up. I'm not riled up.
From your responses,
I'm sitting here calmly responding to you.
Okay, let's just cut it.
So again,
I don't want to be doing this.
No, yeah, good. So but then the question you're asking is, I think you should ask, given that precedents have been set with Ayaso West Wogon, where a commission of inquiry was set up with Emil Short chairing it. Subsequently, you journalists and your friends watched. At least I don't remember journalists being beaten black and blue like what happened in ABN. I'd expect you to champion and ask for justice for your colleagues and ask for that commission of inquiry to be set up immediately so that we see what went into the orchestrated violence that this morning she has failed to. What she's even done at this point is more justification on why it happened. At the end of the day, irrespective of who we are supposed to enjoy some protection from the police. Every polling center, we're told, was assigned a minimum of 20 policemen. Okay. One of the victims said...
In the current...
Yes, in the rerun, yes.
20.
Minimum of 20 policemen at the polling center. Oliver, Gloria, Andy. When Oliver was scratched with a screwdriver, there's a wound on his leg, one on his arm. When he ran to the police, do you know what he told him? He said, run away, because if they find you here, they'll beat you. The police is your friend, though, Annie. If I see a policeman, I say, help me, save me. They have to do everything with their part to make sure that you are protected.
The police told him?
The police, yes, according to his narration.
The police told him to run away?
Fine.
At which center?
I don't know the polling station center, but it was within the 19 polling stations.
I'm asking this because it is to give the police information that there are men they sent out.
I'll give you the specific, and it wasn't near St. Peter's. This was another polling station. So they are there. If you take Howard Kumsin, for instance, and I would commend Honorable Muntaka, who plays a call to her. And it could be that I'm calling you because I'm a colleague MP. I used to sit with you in Parliament. And what has happened to you is not fair. But he was calling to check what happened and also to follow up on it. The police called her to come to the station to come and give a statement. This is somebody who is going through it. How can she even walk to the station? Some concession could even have been made for her statement to be taken. So at least he has some, he followed up. But it's not enough. Given the position he occupies, I believe that they are more than capable of rounding up all the suspects. Their pictures are there. People have done a whole montage of them, pick stitch, whatever you call it. Their faces are all there. Some know them. In fact, one of them on the ground was saying that the particular thug or person was working with the former contender, the current MP that is on Howard's previous seat. He's always seen the company of the contender's husband. These are things they are saying. So was it deliberate? Whatever it was, defending thugs and letting thugs go whilst interdicting policemen is not fair. The policemen were there to do their jobs. It was compromised by the thugs they unleashed. Visit the same discipline on the thugs as you have done the policeman.
Okay. Beatrice, I'm sorry, but let me take another breather.
Yeah. I like the breather.
We'll be back shortly.
here at Mycom JA Limited to show you the Promethean Active Panel, the ultimate tool for corporate institutions, hospitals, schools, and your home. With its crystal clear 4K display and an unbreakable screen with an ultra responsive touch technology, this isn't just a screen, it's a game changer. For corporate institutions and in schools, this active panel can be used for Zoom meetings and PowerPoint presentation. And oh, your homes are not left behind. You can use it to watch all your favorite programs by just connecting to a Fire Stick, and you can get access to channels like Netflix and Amazon, and voila, you are in there. At Mycom JA Limited, we provide you with the best quality products from the United States of America with 1-year warranty. You can get an
Ebusiafo ye mama kwaba eba Children's Palace. Nkwala nyema nyina fie enyi. Yonkwala ntade mani mema nyina ntare nyina wase. Yonkwala shoes, yonkwala duane, yonkwala wipes, yonkwala diapers, yonkwala toys, baby cot. In fact, bibia opama umanyina obenye biwa ase.
Located at East Legon Hills, Nana Chrome KFC. Contact us on 059-6377-172. Children's Palace. Happy children, happy fashion. See you soon. Bye-bye.
Wabedum time aso. Hey, J. Watch it, na learning. Missy, watch and learn. Makwaya mabesisia. Abozege. Akache say no ya konate and the more drink woman. Hey. But I didn't mean. Oh, sorry. She knew her old days. Eji. Dabio, baby wom. Ready? Hey, baby wom. Ah, Eji. I'll cause some discomfort. Ah. Sorry, well, uncle, where would the dad? Why your funeral? At your phone for Aerofield Trading. Sorry, it killed them all.
No mum share Nanda Daya was mosquito call Esudu Womunumu. Na say spray with them musa. Chaisima edronum and sana ko dynamo.
And Kratoi FDA Ajatum.
In my line of work, a confident smile is everything. Kel Charcoal Toothpaste keeps me on top of my game and ensures my smile is always radiant and bright.
With the tiring nature of my job, we spend several hours under the scorching sun. To keep our teeth white and our breath fresh all the time, we use none other than Kel Charcoal Toothpaste. Kel Charcoal Toothpaste. You're on a Kessie and in a kit one.
Samayo Kendini, a who be here, Sametra Sapapadia to a mammy man for Kel Charcoal's natural ingredients, and a bomb is several buying, a man is swing, and a sans of Mama Hoto so a will bedroom.
Kel Charcoal Toothpaste. Choose Kel Charcoal Toothpaste for anti-cavity, whiter teeth, and fresher breath all day. Available in 80 gram and 150 gram. Grab yours today.
Kel, happy smile. This advert is FDA approved.
Buy affordable service plots and lands from Estate Masters. Currently selling our Nest Cottage, located at the newly proposed Airport City, with a starting price of 25,000 Ghana cedis. We also have Palm Hills, located at Panfukro in the Gomwa East District, also with a starting price of 15,000 Ghana cedis. Available also is Coastal Park in Lakpleku, which is a 15 minutes drive from the Ningo Senior High School, having a starting price of 55,000 Ghana cedis. You will receive a free site plan with indenture once you successfully purchase a land from us. For any enquiries, contact the numbers provided. Estate Masters, your most preferred estate partner.
All right, you're welcome back to the program. It's Good Morning Ghana, and I still have the guests with me, Akosua Menu and Beatrice. And let me read a message from Mark from USA to you. Mark, good morning to you. Hope you're well. He says that the electoral violence has far-reaching consequences that affects not only the electoral process, but also the broader society. Electoral violence produces repressive and non-democratic power structures, diminishing trust in democratic process and institutions, and undermining the quality of democracy. In 2007-2008, election-related violence in Kenya resulted in $3.7 billion loss and put 400,000 jobs at risk. Are we prepared for this in Ghana? Annie, since you have decided to show Ayawaso videos, please show Etiwa, Talensi, Treponi, and Akwatia videos as well. Mark from USA. Mark, I hear you. Good morning to you. Okay. This also says, Eugene Bonchenchi, good morning to you. I see your message. Hi. So, result of mayhem on NDC relative to 8 innocent citizens killed at Techiman North. Not all of them were in Techiman North. Please get the facts right. On the day of elections in 2020, Ayawaso was work on hooliganism against the NDC members, especially that hefty slap on Honorable Sam George, death of an ardent supporter of NDC, Tariq, as a result of her concerns unleashing her hooligans on NDC members at Kaswa to Ablekuma North violence. Please, all allegations. Nanado was president of Ghana. How did he correct any wrong? What's Dennis Marcos Abuaje also talking about regarding this violence, you say? But you say that how Kumsin is one to trigger violence. Okay, I don't know what you're getting to, but I don't intend to read wild allegations, all right? So, Master Planner Junior says that, good morning to you, Annie, and to my solid communicator, Akosua Menu. The NPP is not a weak party, just that we believe in democracy and rule of law. That cannot be taken as weakness and guarantee for our opponents, NDC. Malik has been moving around with macho men since election 2024. But the National Peace Council, Christian and Muslim Council, including journalists, are all quiet about that. It is a modified vigilante group, and we must condemn and dissolve them. These facts are those allegedly perpetuating violence. Wrong is wrong, and we should condemn it in no uncertain terms. I don't expect my party NPP to retaliate in the future, but if these NDC groups are not dissolved, I won't be surprised if they do one day. Shalom. Master Planner Junior Policy Analyst Kintampo, you say. Chumbuafo says that going into another constituency on by-election day with pepper spray and deploying same is peaceful observation, according to Akosua. I'm not surprised. You are a Man U supporter. Please don't go there. Don't if you try that, it means I'll attack you.
None other than a very big institution.
Okay, you talk about being scratched with a screwdriver. There is a young man. Those football career was wounded. Interrupted with an AK-47 bullet in his leg. Have you placed a call to that gentleman named Yaro, who has endured 7 surgeries to his leg, a very leg that he was using to feed himself and his family? You say, wow, guys, take your time in the messages. But this one says that, Annie, when a president who is a human rights lawyer can refuse to implement the recommendations of a commission that he himself set up with the excuse that someone slapped an MP because he was provoked, what should we expect? I think Madam Akosia's cherry-picking submission this morning on the matter is only indicative that if sufficient care is not taken by our security forces, such obnoxious violent actions could be repeated in subsequent events. Sam Kelly, East Legon Hills, sent that in. In fact, I love your submissions in all angles. B, keep firing. I'm watching you. Could you please give me... Okay, this is from Bruno, Chester, UK. Good morning, Annie. It's very evident that the NDC deliberately chose to mercilessly beat and harass the NPP members in Ablekuma North constituency. The cherry-picking of issues this morning on the show by Beatrice is incredibly disturbing, and honestly, that's not the best way to handle matters of such seriousness. Annie, what truly matters now is that we come together to find a lasting solution to the incidents like this, so the incidents like this don't continue to occur in the future. The growing lawlessness under John Mahama is becoming far too common, and it's dragging our nation down a dangerous, reckless path. We simply cannot continue like this. Seshi, sorry, MD from Seshi, you also sent us in. Okay. I have more, but let me just pause here because of time. Beatrice.
Okay, so thank you very much. I think that this morning, Akosua has clearly demonstrated some obsession with people who work at Jubilee and has gone out to use all sorts of words. I doubt Akosua understands what narcissistic means. And so I'll pardon her for her use of that. And also to caution her that her appreciation of law is not so potent.
I'm not a lawyer. You are the lawyer. And there's a regulation for your conduct. So if you feel that I am not saying what it is, you can state it. I can look for it specifically for you. Because you are the one who likes to remind us that you're a lawyer. And if you truly are, then you are aware that the rules of professional conduct and etiquette regulates the conduct of lawyers in Ghana. Subsequently, you sat here to endorse thuggery. That's my point. Are you done? So I don't need to be well-versed. It's common sense in its application. So you can be a lawyer, but lack it, which can be very detrimental to your own career. So come back to the issue. You've defended thugs and interdicted police. That's a fact.
Are you done now?
Continue.
I think that your appreciation of law and legal matters are not so potent. And so I would urge you not to misapply and misuse words, because you cannot assume that everybody watching doesn't understand. And for me, you can question me all you want. But if you ask my colleague lawyers, I'll be described as a lawyer's lawyer. So when my colleagues have cases, even as lawyers, they will come and take me as a lawyer.
I don't need to go and ask them. I'll just listen to your submission and draw a conclusion.
So you should be fine.
That a middle-aged woman deserves to be beaten by thugs.
You'll be very fine. Don't worry. You don't need to be. Yes. These things, you don't do it with emotions.
You don't. But you sound emotional. So let's stick to the substance of the issue.
For a long time, and you should be fine. So you'll be fine. Sending you hugs and kisses, you'll be very fine.
So you can take them back. I don't need it.
But the point has to be made. The point has to be made that Akosua does not know or appreciate what a commission of inquiry is. It's as if it's some cliche that has to be repeated. You don't set up a commission of inquiry because an event occurs. There are very serious reasons why you set up a commission of inquiry. And where you set up a commission of inquiry, you don't do so and make it that by setting up a commission of inquiry simplicity is an achievement. And so people were killed, people were amputated, people were maimed. And the government's justification is that, although some people died, although some lives were lost, human lives were lost, we set up a commission of inquiry, so pat us on the back. That's not how it works. A commission of inquiry is set up so that when you ascertain the true fact, you would be able to hold people accountable. And so if you set up a commission of inquiry and you have on page 22, government rejecting whether in part or in full the recommendations of that commission of inquiry, then you just wasted the taxpayers' money. Because anybody pursuant to Article 278 can just set up a commission of inquiry. So it is not done for the fun of it. It is not done so that we can have speaking points when we are having very high-level intellectual discourse. And I want to say that I think Akosua was not listening to me. And perhaps if she wants to, if you're on the show with someone like me and you want to rebut, you have to listen to me well. Because even your cameras captured that I said that what happened in Ablekuma North, we must condemn it in no uncertain term. Annie, when you go to court, and like government white paper would ask or say that we cannot prosecute the one who slapped Sam George because of provocation, you know the first question you will ask, who was the aggressor? And so if any beating occurs, we would ask, who was the aggressor?
At this point, the aggressor was those who were beating her.
First sprayed the pepper. The question
could
that
it be
will
determined
follow,
in court that she would be,
no,
she would have been the aggressor?
Yes, so the question that will follow is whether when you spray pepper, whether the person's reaction is justifiable use of force or is a reasonable use of force. Those discussions we can have another time. But the point has to be made that those who said Ayawaso Wogon by elections and the violence were just so good, and in the morning woke up to imitate and even make
why
jokes.
were you taking pictures of me?
Make jokes
There was
out
a scandalized look on your face and I wanted to capture it, that's all.
And even make jokes out of it. Cannot all of a sudden have consciences because they lost power or they did not have access to the largesse of power again? That after all, they were not men and women enough, and that their power stemmed from the fact that they had access to national security and they could order them. I want to also say that the video where they say that, oh, these tags were actually organized from Jubilee to go and attack these people, that can also not be true. I think the NPP, from their national chairman to the last person, must do the party some good. This is a party with no leadership and focus. This is a party that they don't even know what they are doing. You don't even know what the NPP's position is on this matter. First of all, if they were a serious political party and they were doing data analysis, they would have realized that 14 out of the 19 polling stations where the re-election occurred or the rerun occurred were actually NPP strongholds. That the NDC for more than 16 years had not won those polling stations before. And so if they had any strong leadership, they would have made a decision that we will contest or will not contest. You go into an election very ill prepared. Your general secretary and next says that, you know what, we are not partaking in this election. We are going to court. The candidate says that, you can't tell me that, I will partake. Then later, you have some magnanimous leaders come to say that, okay, if the party says, let's not decide to partake, you say you partake, we will support you. You come to an election ground very ill prepared, with ill motive. And you see this guy of something Lloyd, who Akosua says was beaten, and the only reason why it did not escalate was because he didn't want to hit back. And did you see the guy's Facebook post the night before the election? GH1 had reported, the gentleman, something Lloyd, I'm never able to get his... Nana Lloyd. So GH1 had reported that Malik Basintale has said that we want this election to be peaceful. But if the MPP comes to say Ke, we will say Keke. That's the report. Then he shared the post to say that Malik, be careful. Tomorrow you will see or whatever. I mean, to that effect.
Okay, go ahead.
To that effect.
Is that I'm coming, Malik Basintale, and ready for any nonsense from any of you. Okay, I don't know. Yeah,
what is the
he shared.
Yes, what is
No. Okay, so this is a Ghana Web report.
Ghana Web, not GH1.
That
Ghana
says
Web.
it's Ghana Web, the Ablekuma North Rerun. If NDC hears Ke from the MPP, will respond Keke. That's by Malik.
That is it. That is what he said.
Then he shares.
Yes, he said if NDC hears Ke. So if there is no Keke, if there is no Ke, would there be Keke?
But is there a need for that?
No, that is why I'm saying that.
Regulations and etiquette.
That is why I'm saying that when an incident occurs, the first question we'll ask is who is the aggressor? If the two of us have an issue and none of us have thrown the hand, there will be no fight.
But there's no need to
send there is
warnings.
There is.
I mean, no one is crying. Nobody is shouting.
And that is why I say that the NPP lacks leadership. You know why? Because in the NDC, we have super majority. In fact, the members of parliament and NPP can decide that for 4 years we will not step foot in parliament. And government's business will not be affected in any way. Out of the 4 independent candidates, 2 are NDC members who went on their own to contest the seat. Even the people who they claim were MPP, they are even saying that we will conduct business with the NDC. So even to take majority for the purpose of whatever amendment, for the purpose of what legislative process, we didn't need that seat. In 2020 election, the NDC lost that seat with over 24,000 votes, if my calculations are right, but way over 20,000. So that is not a seat that if the NDC was even doing calculation, that we want to win 150 seats, or we would have added. But the people of Ablekuma North gave the NDC a mandate even before the rerun. The difference was about 49. And so both political parties knew that they had the power. When you are going for such an election like that, and we have also been in a North by-election, and like you have said, talency and all that, you do not go because you know that passions are inflamed. You do not go being the person who would use pepper spray first. That we must also condemn. And while we condemn that, we must also condemn the people who also attack Hawa Kumsin. And I'm saying that the difference between us and the MPP is that nobody has come to justify that what happened, we are so proud of it, and whatever. Proud to the 2024 election. Akosia Menu here kept saying nobody can intimidate us. Nobody can intimidate us. What happened? What changed? There must be something that may have changed. Why do they all of a sudden feel intimidated then? What could possibly have been the reason?
So was Malik trying to intimidate them?
The reports that you refer to, the Ghana Web, have you even spoken to Malik to see whether he said that?
Oh, I saw the video.
You saw the video? Yes. I haven't said. Whatever Malik said, Malik says...
He went into the constituency to campaign.
Yes.
And those were
and Malik says that we
with
want
riders,
peace.
Right?
Yes.
And you see, let me also debunk this assertion that Malik does not move with macho men. Malik has motor riders. And even those ones, he calls them on social media. He has this funny thing he does with
5K men,
5K men. So they go on their own. Nobody is armed. And I mean, even in all these discussions, from the videos which we condemn and we are not proud of, nobody was wielding a gun. Nobody was wielding a weapon except Hawa Kumsin, who was wielding a weapon. And so I'm trying and I'm struggling to understand. And you know what we are being told? Akosia says that, you see, government is so guilty in this. However, the same government, in the person of the Minister of the Interior, called Hawa Kumsin to check up on her. The same government that Akosia said is so complicit. She's the one telling us this morning that Honorable Muntaka told Hawa Kumsin to check up on her.
If you were my lawyer and I was on trial, I'll be in trouble.
So leadership in Parliament.
There's a car that shows the people on there. You're saying that
you said a lot of things.
No, but you just referenced me, so I had to speak up.
You referenced me a number of times, but I kept quiet. So you keep your.
You're in trial. The person will just end up in jail.
If you don't have a pen, I can.
I'll speak to it thankfully, and you'll give me the chance.
So how is it that? I mean, for me, I didn't even know this information until she gave it out. But it should tell you the marked difference between the NDC and the NPP. It should tell you that for us in the NDC, we value and appreciate human lives. That nobody would go on social media and be saying that this thing is justified as good. You said you were having nightmares because Hawa Kumsin was attacked. But the nightmares were only in the night. In the evening, you could watch the PSG and Chelsea game. Go and ask the family of Amadou Touareg, who is no longer with us, what it means to lose a life of a breadwinner. The children of this man.
The people who died in Akwetia, Tripoli, Talensi.
Yes. And so we must not in any
those
way.
Members.
I agree with you, the Talensi by-election. You are even referring to
so condemn it in no uncertain terms and stop trying to equalize.
What was I reported
That's
to
what you are doing.
What was I reported to?
But I'll get my opportunity soon.
You said you were even referring to Akwetia. The president Nanado, what did he say? He said, "Yetro will be big kakra." What does that mean?
Etiwa.
In Etiwa. Yetro will be big kakra. What does that mean? When have you ever heard President Mahama make such a reckless statement in all his life in public service? In fact, President Mahama's greatest criticism, even internally in NDC, is that he's too nice to his political opponent. That the man is so accommodating, that the president we have is not so vindictive. That is the presidency you are enjoying. That is the fresh air.
Okay,
and the new level of governance we have brought into it. And it's a conscious obsession with Joyce Bauer and Stan Dogbe and everybody in. So when someone makes a post on Facebook and the post is not related to election or electoral violence, Joyce Bauer cannot share the post because she works at the presidency and she's the president's special aide. It's not as if she made the post related to the violence. Someone makes a post and says that because she's the special aide of the president, she cannot share something.
Maybe the post was made within the times when these issues arrive.
That is her interpretation.
So, yeah, okay. Well.
That is your interpretation. What if it was personal? What if there was even a joke between her
or a family
and
matter?
Herbert Mensah about what if, how do you know? What kind of voodoo analysis is this? And something Ayenini makes a post. And Sandogbe says that I disagree with you. Because much as this post will be coming across as something you are saying for the NDC, I see an agenda setting where it can lead to a discussion. And we ought not to encourage that agenda setting. Then you say that he misunderstood because you are the mother of comprehension. Where are we going with this? You see, I maintain and I say that what happened, and I join everyone and well-meaning Ghanaians and we condemn. I have even posted that while we joke with certain things, we must acknowledge that we are one people. We are one people with a common destiny. And normally when you go outside Ghana, you are not able to see an MPP, NDC, difference. When an MPP person is contesting an election against another person, you would think that the person is even NDC back home and vice versa. Okay. And so we have a common destiny. But I maintain that we will not take moral lessons from the brothel. Okay. Because the brothel is the last place where morality, even the M in morality, should be countenanced. Okay. And so while we condemn this, those who justified it in the past should keep quiet. Okay. But as a government, we take the feedback of Ghanaians seriously. We hear you when you talk. And that is why we are saying that even before close of polls, for the policeman who assaulted the Joy FM news reporter, the person has been interdicted. And I will urge the police service. GH1. GH1. I would encourage the police service and the Minister of the Interior to make sure that the perpetrators are brought to book so that it can deter people. But otherwise, those who made fun of Ayawaso, those who laughed at Sam George and mocked Sam George, those who deified Lydia because she was a beneficiary of the excesses of the by-election, those who said that because they have power, they cannot be intimidated, cannot all of a sudden, because they have been stripped naked of power. The NDC, and especially President Mahama, has been in power before. The man who is sitting at the seat of government, unlike Nanado, has tasted power before and has gone into opposition before and is back. So at Jubilee, which you are so obsessed with once again, I can assure you that when we sit there, it is work for the nation. When we sit there, it is thinking about how to make the lives of the people better. It is not coming to justify wrong and say that A, B, C, D. No. We have brought a new level of governance, and I hope the MPP will be learning. Okay. Because it is too low.
So Jesse Bako says that marketing, Jesse Bako is a marketing expert. He says, analyst. According to Beatrice this morning, she said, I quote, "You don't set up a commission of inquiry because an event occurred." End of quote. That is a lie. You say a commission of inquiry is set up to investigate and gather facts about the specific issue, incident, or matter of public concern. The main purpose of setting up a committee of inquiry is to unearth the truth about how public officers have misconducted themselves, and the judgment emanating from the finding is considered as judgment of a high court, and that finding is used to qualify those persons from holding public offices. Jesse Bako. All right, Jesse, thank you for the message. All right, Akosua.
You see, this morning, her defense of the thugs, the justification that it was retribution for Howard's checkered history, that was her position. And when she had the opportunity to condemn it, she didn't do so in no uncertain terms. She actually made references. Called out the fact that, again, she's not just a lawyer, she's a lawyer's lawyer. Forgetting that in the video that we saw, if we have, and again, I always credit the audience. You don't need to be a lawyer to apply common sense. The evidence in the video, she said she was the aggressor. Hawa Kumsin was the aggressor, making it seem that...
You said if they're investigating,
yes,
they would determine the aggressor.
Under the circumstances, the aggressors moved from the seat of government to ABN. There are videos of them taking videos, showing themselves as close to the seat of government. It could be that even Muntaka is unaware that those guys were at Jubilee House. It could be. In this case, a commission of inquiry, it doesn't mean that if you say just one event, it is shameful to say the least. Hearing this from a self-styled lawyer who has reminded us repeatedly.
You should go to law school.
Is the deficiency in the language that makes me question it? Because today, people are asking, really, are the things that you said this morning warmongering to say the least? If it makes sense. I'm actually not obsessed with you.
I'm everything you can
I am not. Never. You see, and this is the narcissism and the pettiness I talk about. That she assumes that I want to be like her. Indeed.
You are so upset.
With the collar looking like a crow. But I don't want to get into pettiness this morning because this is often what we experience. Now, I'm saying I'm dishing it out to her because it's important that if you tell me, take it back that she said I'm everything that she wants to be. And you are jumping on that. You ignore that. I do not want to be. I do not by any stretch of the imagination want to be here. In your opinion, is an insult. To me, that was an insult. Do you understand? I can never, in any stretch of the imagination. But this morning, when you come and sit here to trivialize an issue, to put blame on a middle-aged woman who was just defending herself, to sit here as a warmonger, equalizing on stuff that happened at ABN because to you it makes sense, and that at Ayawaso where similar happened. If we condemn it then, we condemn it now. A commission of inquiry is necessary. A commission of inquiry is important.
You will not sit here and dismiss all that we've said this morning just under the cover of we now have we've been stripped of power. Why? You thought power was something that we thought we could hang on to forever. Power was for impacts for some of us. It's not to lord it over other people and make them feel any less. So what happened at Ayawaso? Nobody died at Ayawaso. Thankfully, nobody also died at APM. But if we are going to continue this tit for tat back and forth, in 3.5 years, you will account for it. Today, the shoe is on one foot. It will come back to you, and the words you said here this morning will come at you. So it's important. It's important that we don't put ourselves in the center of a defense when lives are at stake. That we don't make speaking for the people or even for the government about our person, but we are speaking for the government. So if you come and sit here and you are speaking and you are being condescending, dismissive, and insulting the intelligence of people, you are speaking the minds of people who believe that is how the presidency also feels. So it's not an obsession with Jubilee House, no, because Jubilee House is the seat of government. I can't say how do you call it, castle, or I cannot say another agency. It's Jubilee House that we refer to, and that common sense should not be lost on anybody this morning. So a commission of inquiry, as the Texans have said,
there's nothing. Not using a crutch, what do you call a walking stick?
Yeah, his knee is bandaged. He got knocked up on the knee. So he'll heal.
Okay.
So if we
Dr. Bawumia has visited Nana Lloyd as well.
When we are speaking to issues, we are not speaking to the persons or to individuals who feel that they've arrived. No, we are speaking to issues because electoral violence in this country is troubling. You have videos where people who said we were on the side of the MPP defending them. Etiwa, they mentioned Etiwa, Triponi, Talensi, Akwetia, all these things happen. Annie, you are not that young enough to have forgotten. But for some of them, I believe that you were still producing videos or you were a journalist then. So if we are going to move forward, let's condemn it in no uncertain terms. This back and forth saying, how do you come and say that she just if she hadn't sprayed pepper spray, they wouldn't have beaten her? When thugs you don't know, when people you don't know are coming at you, thugs, did you see the men? Did you see the guy that head-batted her?
They're not size 8 like me.
So these are bulky men. So I'm saying that if you feel that your governance, you are saying it's fresh air, go and see what is happening at the Galamsey site, if that is fresh air to you. If you are going to be socially tone deaf on this issue, we'll remind you, send the thugs to the Galamsey sites where people are complaining, where Erastus is always posting. Those are the issues. And don't dismiss important things and trivialize it because it's not about you. It's certainly not about you. When they voted Ghanaians in, it wasn't about you. They believe that the reset you promised is not tacit revenge. It's not resetting the jobs of young people everywhere.
Yes. Okay, so you know that person?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Annie, so let's be reminded that Ayawaso West Wuogon was 31st of January. Early February, and I don't think it was even up to 2 weeks, the president, who was not even in town at the time, set up the Commission of Inquiry. Emil Short chaired it. In fact, I recall that people had concerns about Emil Short not being seen as
the chairman.
Yes, because they felt that it would highlight or it would skew a certain narrative. But he was bold enough to put that in. And when people are saying that, let's get to the bottom of it. Let's be, what are you afraid of? If you were not complicit in it, then detach that video we saw from the people we saw in a convoy, and the same guys in similar cars saying we didn't do anything. All we did was beat our Kumsin. Those videos are there. And those videos, please show it.
Okay.
I'll get them for you. Please show it so that we can balance the conversation.
Which ones?
The ones with the thugs who were also seen at the courtyard, saying that all they did was beat her Kumsin and they didn't.
It's not the one you sent me earlier.
No, it's not just. There are others.
There are others.
Yes, I'll get it to you. So that when we are balancing the conversation, we'll get to the bottom of it and we'll do what is necessary.
Okay. Now you're not attacking. You're speaking to me calmly.
We disbanded.
I've heeded to your call.
We've disbanded vigilante groups.
Okay.
We will not
this one
condone and condemn same in the same way.
Bossa
no warmongering on the platform this morning.
Bossa Lassan from Tema. Annie, the MPP should know that they had the opportunity to implement the Vigilante Act. The Emil Short Commission recommendations were abandoned. Nobody was punished for slapping Honorable Sam George. Hawa Komsin should have known that she is a target for the bad things she did in 2020. Let also condemn Hawa Komsin for carrying offensive weapon to polling stations. Malik Basintade had not asked anyone to attack anybody. Malik is loved by the youth indeed, and he is the youth president. Nothing you say will change our minds. Let us all condemn violence in our elections and let's not choose and pick. The IGP must look into what happened. The Ayawaso West welcome by elections before Abdekuma. Come on. Before Abdekuma North. Okay, Boss Al Hassan from Tema is the one that sent us in. And, okay. See, some of your message, because of time, I can't read them because it's so long. Pardon me. Annie, you see a lot of the good stuff this NDC government is doing and some difficult stuff to discuss, but all of us Ghanaians are being compelled to talk about how it comes in instead of discussing good outcomes and the difficulties, issues that are directly affecting the people. We've all been forced to change emphasis. That's because someone's life is in danger. So if it is left with the MPP, nothing else will be talked about. Then everyone else, then nothing else will be talked about. Then the whole week, except how it comes in, everyone is saying the police must take charge. Let's leave it to them and move on to more pressing issues. Thank you, Mansa Musa. Mansa Musa from UK. Annie, good morning, MPP. Many MPP former appointees were at Ablekuma North, but nothing happened to them. How it comes in went there with the pepper spray. My question is, why did she send pepper spray to the polling station? And that's all time will allow us here. Ladies, I'm grateful for your time.
We are grateful for your time.
Malika Adama, thank you for your message. Good morning to you. We're back tomorrow with Good Morning Ghana. And happy birthday to Winston Taki, my former colleague. He is with Joy FM now. Yes, happy birthday to you. That's the gentleman we're talking about. Very fine gentleman, clean, neat, does not like trouble, but very intelligent and smart at what he does. Winston, happy birthday to you. Okay, and Nemefaha Castle as well, happy birthday to you, CEO of Petroleum Commission, and I hope that you have a good day. And Ayi, you know, Akosha Menu, you know Ayi, right? You know this gentleman?
Hey,
you remember him?
Is his birthday?
He's with AH. Today is his birthday. It's all quite for AH one pacho.
He's graduated too.
Oh, they say he's off today. Oh.
I didn't see him this morning.
They work through me.
That's my guy.
Please, I beg you. He's the one that was taking my fantastic photos. All of you were asking pictures of me. That's the guy who takes my pictures. Aye, happy birthday to you. Okay, so we'll wrap up here and we're back tomorrow with the show. Thanks for watching.
Smart, bold,